What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Brian misplaying the ace queen off suit.
Misplaying the ace queen.
I think I was just predicting.
It's a good prediction. I don't know. I don't think I don't know how I feel about this hand. Um, so we ISO. I like my sizing here. Finally
I
stop
love your
being.
sizing. If that guy's limping and calling 20, I love your sizing.
They're calling these two very specifically from early position limps. They're calling almost everything. So you might as well make it bigger.
Have you
Um,
experimented with even bigger than that? Have you experimented
yeah.
with egregiously big?
I've ISO'd to I ISO'd to 40 on people one day
Okay.
because they were. I mean, I think it was two limps and I ISO'd to 40. I still
Hmm.
got one call. One guy folded though, so I was like, okay, so this guy
Perfect.
does
Perfect.
does have a fucking
Yeah.
a full button.
So
The
I
problem is
believe, but I'm
you.
going to add one thing before you go on. I believe that people who will limp and call egregious sizes, that not only can you ISO to an egregious size, you can ISO to a size that reflects your hand strength.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can,
I do it. I do it. I just want to get heads up.
yeah, yeah,
It's like I'm okay with taking it down, and I really want to get heads up. So you know.
gotcha. Yeah. So
Um.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay. So wait. Okay. Yeah. So he donks for a small size. I don't know his style, but I know general tendency here is that
Hmm.
if this was a bigger size, he would have something I would think, you know, pretty strong. But
Hmm.
with this size, I think it's a lot of draws
Okay.
and just general player pool tendencies. It's a lot of draws and weak top pair.
Hmm.
So I'm in a situation where what is so SPR is like it's big, but it's not that big. I don't think. I
Hmm.
think it's around the size that I can get money in on the turn. And
Yeah.
I want to see the way he reacts on the turn because I don't know this player specifically, and he seemed more passive.
Right.
So I didn't I don't want to start blasting off. I think ace queen's a good hand, but when even though he dunked for a smaller size, it's still multi-way. It was multi-way dunk first
Yeah.
act. So it doesn't 100% mean that it's a very weak hand. It can be, flop two pair and shit like that still. So I want to see how he reacts on the turn. So I'm pretty sure that's why I make just a call. I considered raising, but I thought that the raise pushes out his draws, a lot of his draws, because he is passive and he did seem to have a full button because I played a couple of hands with them before this, and every time I started going bigger and bigger and bigger, they were just laying it down like crazy. So it was, and I don't really want him to lay down his draws yet. I want him to continue to bet his draws and,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
make
You
the
also
pot
don't.
bigger.
You also only think you have the best hand. You
Yeah,
just
exactly.
at this point you think you have the best hand.
Yeah,
Nothing more than that. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident I have the best hand, but I'm not. I generally don't raise one pair. Generally don't raise one pair hands in multi-way pots because it's
Yeah.
not whenever somebody's leading into me. So I just
Right.
want to see what happens.
And if he checks, and
So
if he checks the turn and the river, it's going to be easy for you to get this in without any egregious sizes, without a raise. You know,
yeah.
bet bet 80 now and all in on the river. You're fine. Great. Okay.
Okay, so now we turn two
The best.
pair
Yeah.
and um I'm still pretty confident I have the best hand, obviously.
Oh yeah.
My hand just got better. So and he goes to 25, which I'm
Oh,
thinking
that's
so now
bad.
I'm starting to think like I personally think I'm starting to think this is a draw that's trying to set its price, is my thought process here, because from what I've seen from the
Yeah.
player pool, not him specifically, I've never played with him, but from the player pool of small, small to, try and get there with your draw and not try and pay what they want to pay to see
Yeah.
the river.
Yeah.
So, so I'm starting to raise. I believe I raise here
Yeah.
because it's time to get some money in.
Yeah.
And
Also,
we
I agree. Also, take a look at this. If you just call, the pot goes up to go back one step. If
It
you call,
only goes to
yeah,
150.
Goes to, yeah, it goes to 150, and then if he checks the river, you've got a jam for 237 over 150. That's getting a lot
Yeah.
of folds. Yeah, you got to raise here, I think. Even though you're turning your hand face up, you got to do it.
Oh yeah, either way, I don't really care.
Yeah,
They're too stupid to know that I'm turning it face up generally.
yeah,
Most of the player pool, they still do stupid shit when I feel like I'm playing very straightforwardly.
yep. Pause one
Um,
second before going on. Everybody else, just type in the chat what your if you're raising here, and what your size is.
Larry, did you say flatting in position is fine? Was that on the flop?
He was on the
You meant
flop,
that? Yeah,
on the
yeah.
flop, not on
Okay.
the turn.
Okay. Caleb says all in.
Yeah, Caleb just
I
jammed
don't
here.
like all in.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, I think the hand's good enough to go all in, but
Yeah.
I don't personally like it because just the way the player type, I think that they will
Yeah.
get away from hands that I want to call. But
Hey, Caleb,
I also know what you're talking about because if I go all in, I'm not getting, if I go all in and he has a draw, I'm not getting it. If I bet 100, he has a draw, he misses the river, he doesn't, I don't get any more money.
yeah. So
So
Caleb, why do you like all in there?
I've had some success with like shoving the turn and getting draws to call at 1-2, and like if they have a worse value hand, a lot of the times they put you on the flush draw. Oh, huge raise means draw. They want me to fold, type of
Okay.
thing. So
That's good to know. Okay, let's go on with the hand. I like that. That's a really good thought.
sorry, I gotta put the chat away real quick. I was looking at it. Yeah, I go to 100 here. I actually everyone else put a smaller size other than Caleb. I personally like a bigger size than even this. I think I should
Okay.
have gone like one. So 175 in. He puts another 75 in. We're at 300 in the pot. He's got 160 behind.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I can get the money in with this size fine as well, but. Yeah, I don't think what is it right here? So put 75 in, it's gonna be 300 in the pot. He's getting odds to draw, so that's why I don't love this size.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't think that way, but thinking about it,
What size do you want
mathematically,
to get?
I should have been going to like honestly think like 125 to 150 is better. Closer to 150, I like more.
All right. So yes,
Um,
we got to make sure. So getting odds to draw, he's got to put in 75 for 300. So that's 25%. His standard draws are in the 20% range, and his combo draws fuck you up the ass. So let's say one.
Because there's a 25% pot, he needs 17% equity to call. So if he has a flush draw, he's got the equity he needs to call.
Yeah, with what's left to go in the river. Okay, so
Yeah.
125, 150.
Yeah, 150 makes it 125 to call, which just makes it less profitable for
Okay.
barely
Okay.
unprofitable. What is I don't know
Okay.
how to say that properly, but it makes it unprofitable for him to call
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because I
Okay.
want to put him in a spot where he's making a mistake. So
Right.
I think
Yeah.
I should be going bigger here.
Okay.
Um, so then he jams and I am not loving it.
No.
Um, he's more of a passive player, so I actually honestly consider, from what I had seen, I don't really know how he plays that much, but I had not seen him go crazy. But I was still in the belief that if I believe his bet sizing on the flop and the turn, that this is a draw, and now it's a fuck it, let's just put the money in and get there. I don't want to have to make a tough decision on the river,
Mhm.
whatever. That's kind of where my head's at. And so like my head, this is what I
Well,
hated
why don't
about
we
this was
look at this a little bit more fundamentally? Do you now have a bluff catcher or are you beating value?
so this was going on in my head is on the flop. I kind of I didn't fully eliminate. So let me go through like what I let's just do it the way we should be doing it. So what is his range now when he leads? His range is draws. I think it's honestly this is kind of polarizing multi-way. If this was heads up, I would think I'd have him absolutely dominated when he does this little size. But multi-way, this can be, draws, two pair, top pair. I think this can be some strong hands and some draws, trying to set a price. So I think this is flush draws, queen X, queen 10 possibly, stuff like that. And that's pretty much where what I'm putting him on here. So then as we get to the turn and he bets 25 and small again, I'm starting to eliminate now. I'm starting to eliminate, queen 10, two pair hands, and I'm starting to eliminate queen X hands. So now I'm starting to fully put him on draws here, basically.
Yeah, agreed.
Is that
Okay,
a
I have a,
fair enough analysis, or do you think I'm missing something here?
it is at this moment, yes. When we get the check raise, everything changes, and the bigger money is the more believable money. So if this is a value hand that he is betting small to induce, if that's what this is, we don't think it's queen 10. We
No.
think it's only the set or the straight. And
Yeah.
the reason I say that is that the strong but vulnerable value hands, because remember, if he's got um if he's got a queen 10 here, you have a jack and you have a king here. So his 25 is giving you really good odds to draw to your gut shot when that ace comes, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So if this is value, I don't think it's queen 10. I think it's value that doesn't mind you getting another card, and that is generally king jack already itself, and maybe a little. I'm saying sixes, but obviously pocket tens are the same as sixes. So it's sixes and tens. Those are the same hand. Um, and even sixes and tens
I'm probably
at
gonna
this
get more
size.
greedy.
So now with that statement, I don't think you're beating value anymore. I did.
Well,
I typed in before that I thought he had queen. That I thought queen 10 offsuit was in his range here, and I've changed
no.
my mind now that I think it through.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's queen 10 anymore on
No,
So,
this on
question
the
for the group, because I'm not sure. So, if we're not beating value here, is this line over or under bluffed? Well, we know
it's under bluffed. It's a
it's
fucking turn. It's a
the
turn three
most
bet
under
all in.
bluffed line in poker.
Yeah. Three bet on the
Yeah.
turn on a nut changing card is almost never bluff.
I don't know if we can
my
fold
God,
this. You
this
got
is
you
this.
got 20% to vote up, assuming it's not blocking one of your outs.
Nah, I don't
What
have 20%.
where are you getting 20%? We have four cards.
We have we
We
have
have, we have
Oh, you're
8%.
right. I'm wrong.
eight
Sorry.
percent
I made a
equity
mistake.
there.
I thought we had a
8%.
stat.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I don't want I called here. I don't like it. But um he had king jack.
yeah, of course he had king jack. Of course he did.
Yep. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Um
I
I
made
don't
that
know.
mistake.
I think I can get away from this though. I think this is like a very exploitative fold in this situation.
You
I,
you
I
can,
think
I
you
think you
can.
can make a very disrespectful fold there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Against this, I didn't know enough about him really, so like
yeah.
I don't know 100%. But in the future, I mean, from what I had seen, I should trust what I had seen. I'd only seen a couple of hands, but from what I had seen with this guy, he's passive, not an aggressive player. So when he makes an aggressive action, you have to be concerned.
And it's a super aggressive.
So
Super.
yeah, I mean that's facing an aggressive action from me.
Yeah,
Yeah. So and then regret. Yep. So it's just it's a fold,
yeah.
unfortunately. I don't love it, but I need to put that down in the future.
So I would have made the same mistake as you, except that secondary thought. So how do we get to that secondary thought? Because I looked at this and I typed it right in. I said, Queen 10 is in his range. We're beating the bottom of his value thing. And then when we started talking, I realized Queen 10 doesn't bet the 25. How do we get there before making our
Well,
decision?
I was there. I was already there in my decision. I just didn't want to believe it. So like I
Right,
said, as I'm ranging him, I know that he doesn't have Queen 10 anymore because it's
right,
like this is just not the size he goes with Queen 10 here. When
right.
there's straight draws, flush draws, and
Yeah,
everything, he's not going Queen 10. He has no queens anymore unless he has exactly the same hand as me. That's
right.
basically the only other thing that I was thinking was basically he either has the exact same hand as me or he has me crushed. So this is just never a call. Because then what? At best I shop.
Yeah.
So I was there, and
Yeah.
I think that the thought
Yep.
process was okay. The thought process was good until the river and not trusting my read that I'm dominated here and that I'm only chopping at best.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Okay. So here's the exercise for everybody for the week. We all say Hungry Horse says don't go into the game with a plan in advance. And here's the plan I want you to go in advance for this next week, which is simply trusting what you believe is happening in the hand. Over rely on your analysis.
Yeah,
And when it comes to saying where you say, I just don't want it to be true, if you believe it to be true, take that action for the next couple of weeks and let's see how we feel about it. That's not going in with a bad plan. That's saying that's not going in
trust your studying.
tight. Yeah.
Trust that you know what they're doing. And
Trust that you
I know
know.
that my reads are usually pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Play and here's another way to say it. Play like you're better than you are. Assume that
yeah,
you're a better player than you are for the next couple of weeks. Let's play like that.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that, but
Okay.
it's enough of that. I still made out a ton of money, so
Good.
that's okay. And I think I got cooled twice that day.
Yeah.
Um, so what do we have? Oh, we ace queen again.
Ace queen again.
5. I'm almost certain that I three bet. Yes, I do.
Yep.
I like a bigger size than this. I don't think it's terrible though. I think I should go to 35.
Okay. Let's see.
Mm,
The non-exploitive number is 23. So 25 isn't wrong. And 35 is because you're going to get a call from the first guy sometimes, and the second guy's going to have to fold, and that's great. And sometimes they both
actually,
fold.
I kind of like the 25 because we know in a 1-2 game, generally that 5 is what? It's a little pot builder with something they don't necessarily love.
But they're not laying it down, so that's why I want to go 35. I have a better
Yeah.
hand than them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're also a lot of times I find when they do that little 5, it's because they don't want someone else to raise bigger.
Well, they definitely have to play with me enough then.
Yeah. Yeah. So 25 is not a mistake, and an exploitative 35 sounds great to me. All right. Good.
I want 35 because I want one of these players to fold. If he calls, this guy's calling.
Right.
So we want to try and get him to fold and maybe him call, whichever
Right.
one it is. But I
Mhm.
also just don't think they're not. I don't know. Let's see. Did they? Yep, they both called. See, that's why I don't like 25. Is because this is
If
what
your second guy,
happens.
if your second guy has pocket sixes and the first guy calls the 35, I expect the second guy's calling with pocket sixes all the time.
Yeah, if the
Yeah, I
first
mean
guy
they're calling
calls, the
with
second guy's
everything
probably calling no matter what.
Yeah. Up to, I mean,
generally.
up to an egregious size. Okay. So you get two calls, not a surprise.
Flop top pair, and this guy leads. Wait, is this Veneers? Is he has Veneers? This is Veneers.
Yep.
Yes. Nice guy. I like the guy, but and he likes me. He's always showing me his hand, and I never show him mine.
Right.
He's like playing hands and showing me what he's got the entire day. He always gets yelled at by the dealer.
Right. Thank you.
But I'm like, thank you for giving me more and more information. So
Yeah.
this guy is super like it's so easy to play against him. Like I just fucking blast him off of shit and get him to call with this when I have him crushed. This is weak queens, jacks, sevens. Like this is never a strong hand. I know this 100. This is never a super strong hand. This the strongest he has is like queen with a shit kicker. So this is just never strong. So let's just call is my thought process. I think I can raise here and get calls from queens, but I mean, I he does fold to my raises, and he actively tells me when he's playing. He says I scare. He like speaks really bad English. I scared to play with you. You always make it difficult, and so I don't want him to start getting scared off when I start raising. I've seen him lay down top pair before. He is capable of folding. So let's just call here and see what he does on the turn.
Good. Before you go on, I'm going to just read out Lopez put in the comment. I find that the 2.5 raise size in a 1-2 game comes from internet guys and tourney guys. Cash games 1-2 is always 10 to 15 opens. Yep, that's true. And some of those internet guys can play. They just haven't
Oh
played
yeah.
live and don't know the change. All right, go on.
So we turn another queen. So he bets 20. So I'm trying to, I mean, I'm
Same
definitely
bet.
raising now.
Yeah.
I'm raising now, but he raises this, he does the same size.
Mhm.
And I still think when he does this, he has some jacks still, that like their hand more when the queen pairs because they do tend to think that way of, okay, it's less likely he has a queen. So my
Yeah.
jack's probably good. And there's still queens in there. I think seven's check now.
Mhm.
So I think that I don't think it's any draws really. Um,
Why?
he doesn't play draws aggressively from
Okay.
what I had seen. Not generally, unless it's if he had a
Nine, 10 of hearts.
there is possibly draws still.
Yeah.
I think this is weighted more towards a made hand though,
Okay.
with the small size. And I think he would probably slow down and check the turn with a lot of his draws because he maybe stab the flop. I honestly don't even think he stabs the flop with a draw. He's probably check calling flop with a draw
Mhm.
generally from what I have seen from him is he's going
Right.
to check call the flop with a draw and he's going to bet his marginal made hands on the flop, lead them into me. So maybe it's 20 here. Let's try and get a non-believing jack to call, queens that we have dominated to call. Um, that's what I'm going for. I believe I raised here. Yeah, I do. I raised to 80 and he calls. So now I think his range is no full houses. Um, no, there's still full houses. He can have Queen Jack, but let's not worry about one hand. But I just don't let's keep a straightforward thought process of we know that he didn't have two pair on the flop with that sizing, and he doesn't take that small sizing with a full house on the turn. So he does not have a full house, is what my
Mhm.
brain is thinking.
Right.
And then he calls here, so he has jacks or queens. He has a jack or a queen here. That's basically 100%. I'm pretty certain that he has that.
I haven't ruled out all draws. I've downed them for
Same
the same reason you, but I haven't ruled out hearts and clubs yet. But go on.
same
I
is usually fairly weak.
What'd you say?
Same is usually fairly weak.
I feel like I think I'm missing. I think you cut out
Same
like
bet equals
first.
weak. Same
Oh,
set.
okay, yeah,
When he goes 20 and 20 again, that is usually a sign of weakness.
yeah.
Yes.
As his down bet, except in the last guy where it was bet small to induce. So, but this wasn't a bet small to induce. We know that.
Yeah. I'm basically. I still. So yeah, I'm more weighted towards a jack here.
Yeah.
Like I agree. I'm more weighted towards a jack, less queens here. Um, and then he checks to me,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to think of how much a jack will call. And uh I don't remember what do I do here. So my thought process is he has a lot of jacks here. I think
Mhm.
there's still possibly some weak queens in his range, but I still think we are weighted heavily towards a jack here. So let's try and target a jack is what I'm thinking, because I think that's what most of his range is. So I believe I go like 100-ish. 125 is what I mean. It's less than half pot. It is a significant size for the game, but he actually does think enough that about like the size of the pot and stuff like that that he is capable of making a call here with the jack.
Mhm.
Um, he does. And he had queen eight. So
Yeah.
Could've got
I
more.
mean, I could have got more, yeah. Um, and that's why I brought it was because so did I miss something here?
I
Because
think so. I think the mistake is, and it's not a big mistake. I think the mistake is on the turn, not the river. Um, you go a little bigger on that because all of that range will call a bigger. So the draws are going to call 100. The jack is going to call 100. The queen is definitely going to call 100. And now your sizing on the river can be less than pot for the all in. You go
yeah,
20
I
more
agree.
here. He has 20 less. The pot is 40 more. And now the all in is 80% or something like that.
So then it'd be
Be
40
40
more in the
more.
pot is 318, and you guys each
And
have
he has 250.
255.
He has 255 for 318.
That's like a
So
120 raise on the turn then better.
Sure. Yeah. That's what I was saying. My note there was I want 100. I should have said I want 100 or more, not, you know,
Should we
to
go 120? I have what
120
behind?
jam is easy.
At 135, 235 behind.
Yeah.
And then we have 40 more that's in the or 80 more in the pot. So yeah, I mean I like 120 more.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure that the jack call. I mean, the queen
Yeah.
absolutely calls. The queen calls no problem. I'm not sure the jack calls
And it's
calls the 120.
and that's why I don't hate the way I played it because
Yeah.
trusting what my analysis,
Yeah.
I think he has a lot of jacks here whenever
Yeah.
he does this small sizing. And that's why I didn't want to go massive on the turn and start to force out his jacks. And he happened to have a queen this time.
Yeah. Do you think
But
a jack folds? Do you think a jack folds to 100 on the turn while the draws are out there?
I think yeah, hmm. I don't think it folds to 100. I think it folds to one more than 100.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just a little more there is going to make that river so much nicer.
The same thing I've been doing though is taking out weird in between size instead of taking the big size or the small size. So I need to do better.
Yeah. So with that thing, because where you choose the size in the middle, that's going to be the one. Imagine you're a much better player than you are, a player who doesn't make the middle size, and see how that works out.
Yeah, I need to do that.
See if you can live up to your belief in yourself.
Um, so all right. Well, that was all this hand. We still
Okay.
won some money, so can't
Yeah.
complain too much, but don't love the way I played it. Don't hate it either. I think based off of what I thought he had, I think it's decent, but I was wrong. So it is what it
I,
is.
I will say that I was surprised to see a queen from him for that 20.
Yeah.
I thought with the draw showing up there that he's got to bet more with his top trips.
Well, I think that maybe in the future I could look at this more like maybe he doesn't start to call with the jack because I know he is scared of my game. So he maybe starts to fold a lot of jacks. So I think that maybe in the future against him specifically, when he calls there, I have to basically be putting him on queen or a draw.
Right.
I think that might be the future against that guy,
Yep.
of just making sure we're reading more into the sizing.
Right.
Definitely not ISOing this hand though.
No. Nope. No, your exploit here is the fact that you saw the flop. This is the exploit.
And we're going to check raise the shit out of someone. I guarantee it. Yes, we do.
ooh, juicy.
55. I like it.
Ooh, went
I
with
don't
the
hate it.
big boy size.
I like big boy sizes
Mhm.
usually, unless I'm being a pussy and I have value. Maybe if these people were thinking at all, they would realize that when I'm doing this, it's a bluff like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But okay, so we do
Two players
this.
and 1-2 are about as common as, well, never mind.
Yep.
We're
All
on
right.
live recording.
Here we go. All right.
Okay, and I
That's a good
am,
card for you. That's
yeah, I
another card.
believe
That's another card for him not to like.
so. What is his range? I check raise the flop to a big size. I think he has a lot of pair plus gut shot. 6x, 6-5. I don't think he has a lot of two pair, a ton there. I think he just has a lot of one pair weak hands that let's take a sizing that we can get them to fold on the river.
Yep.
So I bet 75 and he folds now. So got
Yeah.
it through. But honestly, I think that maybe this size is a little big and maybe I should go like 55 again. Because for 55 again, we have a big boy bet for the river, big boy jam on the river.
How big is the gem? I'm not sure the gem is as big boy as you say.
If I
So,
go 55, I think it's bigger.
oh, if
That's
you go
why 75.
55. Yeah.
55, we got then it's 110, 230 in the middle, and I have 290 behind. Or
Yeah. Nice.
So you're
Yeah.
about 2.3 or 1.3.
Yeah. And it's significant. Size is significant there when I
Yeah.
jammed for
Right.
270 or
Absolute
250.
bet
Yeah.
sizing is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even that's why even with this sizing, I don't specifically absolutely hate it because this is still significant. This sizing, even
Mhm.
though comparatively to the pot, it's not massive. And he's capable of folding, so I know that I can get him to lay down a lot of shit.
Right.
But he
Also, by the way,
folds.
his range includes a naked five, I believe.
Yeah.
And the fact that a naked five folded there, not a bad result.
Nope, not bad at all.
Yeah.
So there's a good hand.
Yep. Like
One
it.
I think it played decently. And then um I believe we're playing with veneers a lot. Stupid hippie, I hate this guy. Um it checks.
Is there any such thing as a not stupid hippie?
He pissed me off though, because he said something to me. He was like, because I was just ISOing people and squeezing people and all that. And he was like, "Oh, are you gonna straddle?" He was like the only person straddle. He's like, "Oh, so you're just gonna ISO and squeeze everyone else's straddle?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yes, that's
That
exactly
is
what
that
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
do." It's like, "Yeah."
100%.
I
you
was like,
you
"Yep."
you understand my strategy.
I said, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do." And he was like,
Blows my mind how
"Ooh."
many people want to straddle in small stakes and really don't know how bad straddling is actually for the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Why is the straddle
and
back to the game?
I think I love when people straddle
I
because
love
I
when
get to
people
play bigger
straddle.
pots, and I'm usually sitting deeper, so it's really not that big of a deal for me to play. I'm still playing like 200 deep half the time.
Yeah,
So
Andy, why do you think the straddle is bad for the game?
So a lot of times the straddle when you watch it significantly reduce when the straddle's on, it significantly reduces the amount of pre-flop raising. You end up seeing a lot of the flops that you see are generally smaller pots. And obviously it cuts down the effective stack sizes, but they just if you see a table and you watch a table and like the action's decent, and then you get maybe a couple players change out and the straddle starts getting put on a lot more, you'll notice the action actually declines.
Mhm. I haven't seen that. I'll take a look to see if that happens. I last night had had the one guy is straddling and the had some infrequent straddlers. All right, so here we go. Pretty good result.
um yeah, I don't it checks to me and I don't want to bet. The reason I mean I thought about betting. I have a flush draw, backdoor street draw. So I don't think a bet is bad, but we are multi-way and I generally like to play a little bit more conservatively multi-way. And just based off of Hungry Horse here, I'm gonna check on an ace high flop like this um with my hands that I don't think are like if I had the king high flush draw, I'm betting, but with 8-5 backdoor straight, I'm just gonna check and see what happens on the turn and
So I have a
possibly
question.
steal.
Good. So I have a question to everybody else here, which is if you want to bet this hand, and we can see the good reasons to bet this hand. We are not expecting to get an ace to fold for anything reasonable by the river, and we don't want to, and I don't think we're going to try to push them off an ace, and we want to push them off a queen. Does anybody have a plan that allows them to tell the difference between an ace and a queen, than an ace and a queen in your opponent's hand, um, for following up for a triple barrel, or are you just going to triple barrel and hope you can get an ace to fold? Anybody here with
No,
that?
oh, I would
I
say
think
that the plan is if to figure out if they have an ace or a queen is to see what they do here. If they bet the turn, they're gonna have more aces
Right. No, I
than
meant the people. I meant
queens.
I meant somebody who wants to bet now. I mean somebody who wants to bet now, and
we've been there.
I mean, could you do something like a B50 here, and then if you get one caller, you could then downsize to like a B25 on turn and see if you're check raised?
I
oh,
Well,
actually
they're not gonna
I
check
think
raise a lot of their aces.
that's a
I
lot.
think
That's putting a lot of credit on a guy at one.
yeah, I think finding the easiest way to find the ace would be the bet check bet line. Um, we bet if we get a call, we can always check the turn back whether we improve our equity or not. And then a lot of aces, if the flushes miss, a lot of aces, and it's a favorable run out for an ace, are probably going to go ahead and bet the river, whereas the queens might check. Now,
Uh,
granted, we do by going bet check bet, we do lose some of our fold equity.
yeah, yeah.
But I do like betting here. I know the horse multi-way is we bet our high equity draws and good hands. Um,
This
but
is a high equity
but
draw.
the other side of that spectrum is
This isn't
um
he wouldn't consider this high equity draw.
It's not
right,
okay.
right.
Just a
I
straight.
know.
Okay,
No,
it's
that's
just a
not what I'm
straight up
saying.
draw.
I'm saying
Just a
the other
straight up.
side of that spectrum is poker coaching. We talk about a little about, in multi-way with flush draws, we bet we're more aggressive with our less nut with our non-nut flush draws than we
Yeah,
are with our nut flush draws. Like if we have the king high flush draw, then we want to check and hope that someone else is on the flush draw as well so that we can cooler them. Where we want to try and, ultimately take over and maybe, if it bricks, the non-nut flush draws we can push out with a bigger bet on the turn. I don't know. It's all
okay.
kind of
Okay. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go on with this hand as played, and we're going to.
The other thing I want to add though is that a lot of the time, and 1-2 players here are they're gonna lead their weak aces here, or they're gonna donk with a lot of weak aces here.
Right. Okay.
So we can kind of start. It's not fully eliminated, but weak aces would probably start to bet already,
Okay.
and they're definitely betting the turn.
Okay.
Um, but this guy, and this is the Veneers guy, he will bet. He does like he'll weirdly bet turns with second pair, and then when he gets called, shut down on the river.
Right. Okay.
So
So let's just
that
get it up.
we pick up equity, and he bets small.
All right.
So
Seems easy.
we
Let's.
are raising.
Ooh, nice. I was just calling, but okay.
No, we're raising. Let's apply pressure and let's steal a pot if he calls. I don't think he does though. He folds. He folds to me a lot. So I mean, I can kind of raise him pretty without being punished, and he lets
Right.
me know pretty quickly if he's got me crushed. So I just tend to raise him a lot, and he tends to fold a lot. So it's part of it. And yeah, we take it down. So why would you like to call here? Just because you have a ton of equity. Let's realize it. We're in position.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm not saying it's a better play, but that seemed. It's like okay, great. I have enough equity to call your bet easy. I'll do that. Maybe your raise is better overall. Um,
I mean,
now
the
when
reason,
I do that, I'm kind of giving up. I'm probably not going to read enough into his sizing to steal it on the river. So I think you win the pot, and I think I have to get there to win the pot with my idea. So maybe this is better.
no,
Let's take a
okay,
look at one thing.
yeah. What's up?
Yep, I'm going to steal the screen for just a second. All right, here we go. We're going to look at Prometheus just for a second. Now, these are different positions, but we're going to see what we do with a lesser flush draw. So we're going to get the same pot, which was ace queen X. Yeah, it was ace of clubs, queen of.
We had ace of clubs, six of six of clubs, queen of hearts.
There we go. Ace queen six. So we're going to be in position. This is going to be against them playing better than our guys, but okay. So there's the check. There's the check, and we want to see what we do with lesser flush draws. They are going to be we want a backdoor straight. So 7 8 is in that range. 8 9 is really close to what we have, right?
Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
way to look at the combos though here, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. So, lot of checking back with something like a 9 7, which is very similar to our hand.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
So
you
what
can
about
bet
like
it.
a 6-5?
Yeah, so this works. 6 5
That's
is with the
fair. Let's
yeah,
look at
and yeah,
like
6 5 doesn't count. And 5 4, yeah, 5 4, lots of checking back. So, not a lot of fighting with these flush draws here. Our king high flush draws
You're gonna
that's a
bet a lot
nut
more.
flush draw.
doing a lot. Yeah, doing a lot of betting there. Lots of betting from the king high flush draw. Still not wrong to check it, but lots of betting from it. Your This has got a pair in it, so it doesn't count. This has got a real gut shot in it, so it doesn't count. This has got a real gut shot, it doesn't count. And already now you have, yeah, so just betting. All right. So good place, very solver approved. Here's the bet of the very low equity draws. That's nice to see.
Do we see the
The 5-4
turn?
is our worst flush draw here, right? And that is small betting to checking.
It's checking here, and your backdoor takes a stab at it because it doesn't care about being raised.
I also normally to a normal size I can open 8-5. Normally 8-5 suited I can open on the button. Normally I would never open this hand like as an ISO, but when it's folded to me, I'm gonna play a
Mhm.
very wide amount of
Sure.
hands if it's folded to me on the
It
button.
might be because this is a. Can you change the flop and look at the flop if it's a king high?
Sure.
That might change it a little bit.
All right, let's go to flop. Okay, here we go. Choose flop cards. You are going to be the king. Lots of checking. Lots of checking in the sandwich. Lots of ace high flushes here.
So
Now,
what? Let's compare and contrast ace.
lots now we love to bet. All right.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
the ace
pair.
affects it a little bit.
Later,
And
later.
still not the 5-4 is going crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
5-4 is betting a little bit, but not.
But still with this logic, notice that the low flushes check much more than the pure bluffs.
Yeah.
Still majority betting there.
Now let's compare that with the nut flush draw here. It looks like we're checking the nut flush draw a lot.
Oh, let's see, we got to get over to here. So here we go.
All right. So we're pure small
Monster.
betting.
That's monster, but that's top pair.
That's
I
a
mean, that's
pair. Yeah.
pair and a draw. Ace Jack, that's a combo draw. Ace 10, that's a combo draw. Ace 9, little bit to
Not a
check.
combo.
And look at the bluffing. Look at the bluffing.
Yeah,
Uh,
generally king high boards are going to be better for the imposition raiser.
yeah. Ace 8 bets it. Ace 7 bets it. Lots of betting.
Mm.
Lots of betting across your aces and a fair amount of betting across these. But again, some calling, and you're now at the 9-8. So nothing wrong with the check behind. Nothing wrong with the check behind there.
Then, quick question though.
Yeah.
Wasn't it button, small blind, big blind?
Yeah, it was, but we don't. But Prometheus won't give that to us, and
Oh,
Prometheus also won't have 8-5 suited, even on the button.
right. It will have a wider range, which could affect
Yeah.
the frequencies a little bit
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
on an ace queen six.
Yep. There's a difference, but this is the only tool I have to see.
Okay.
And I think that gives us not the information of the way to play this hand, but that the check back is fine. Checking back the lower flushes is fine there. I think that is a reasonable extrapolation. And if it's not, then we are overusing the only tool we have. All right, let me give it back to you. I mean,
Okay.
the other way to look at it is with the actual positions, but then make it a heads up hand, and even that's inaccurate. So there you go. Queens.
Queen's absolutely terrible hand. So I'm racked up right now. I actually told the dealer to deal
Oh,
me out. I told the dealer to deal me out, and he didn't. And then I looked at my hand and it was queens. I was like, "Up, here we go. Let's get into trouble on the last hand."
I did with
okay,
I
so
did I did with queens racked up exactly in this situation.
So your
This
chips are
one's
in the rack
actually,
now?
yeah, my chips are in the rack right now, and I asked him to deal me out.
and
I
you're
guess he
gonna
didn't
get
hear me.
stacked, is what you're saying.
We'll,
Not quite.
we'll see.
All
Not
So,
quite.
um,
Okay.
checks. There's only one person behind me. It's not likely to get stabbed, so I'm gonna start betting here and
Okay.
just bet small is what I did. And we get one call.
Great.
And we turn a 3.
This
It
range.
only completes 5-6. Um, guy is looser, so I mean it's not completely out of range. But when he calls here, I think he has some pocket pairs, like eights, sixes, and eight sixes, pairs of sevens. I mean, he could still have a queen. It's pretty unlikely when I have top set, but it's not impossible. Um, so and he's just not gonna bet any of his showdown value. He's not betting. So, and this is a technically nut changing card, but and I normally would bet small like on a flush changing card, and I think I do bet small again here just because there's just not a ton of hands that can really call a large bet here. After
You are really targeting eights, nines, and tens here, right? Sixes, eights,
yeah,
tens. Okay.
yeah, there's just not a lot of hands that can call me.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of draws either. So it's like
Yeah.
we have to just bet pretty tiny here. So I
Right.
go 55.
Mm-hmm.
We get a call, and I think we turn probably the worst possible card in the deck,
Mm-hmm.
um, and drill quads. And now I'm like, what the fuck can
I
call me?
know. And you can't, yeah, and you just can't bet all in.
Yeah, so I'm really trying to think of what I can get to call. I mean, it's eights, nines, tens, sevens. It's he is more willing to call a player that will call somewhat wide. Um, he also kept talking about how he doesn't get to play pots with me. He hasn't been able to play pots with me because I keep raising his opens and three betting him and this and that. And he doesn't believe me, and I'm full of shit. So I think I can get away with a slightly bigger size here, but I bet 800, I believe. Yeah, I do. And he calls pocket eights.
Yeah.
So, and then I get paid out for a high hand in my last
Yeah.
hand, and this guy is all pissed off and angry at me because why did you pay your high hand? Because I'm fucking here to make money, that's why.
Right. So
But
go back one here. So go back just before you put in the 100. Okay. So it's got 190 here. We are specifically targeting eights. I'm not kidding here. We really are targeting we
yeah,
we are targeting
just-
the equivalent of eights, which is ace seven, pocket eights, pocket nines, a little bit of pocket sixes. So they're all the same hand.
What are the,
Calls
is
a
the high
hundred.
hand rule? It has to go to showdown?
No,
no.
he just has to see.
I just have to
He has
show
to
my
bet it
hand.
up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because you bet it on the flop and the turn. What if I folded? You never would have seen your queen and gotten your high hand. That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
I see.
What?
That's really dumb.
Okay, so we know this guy calls 100 here. We know he calls half pot. What do we think? We're going to put him on exactly eights and their equivalents. What's the max call?
Significant sizing makes it hard for me to believe that they call. I think that 125 calls. I think I could probably go. I think 140 is actually the maximum that I can get to call here. I think
Okay.
once you get to 150, it's like that breaking
Okay.
point of where it's just too big.
Okay.
Um, I can tell you he did not love this call. He was literally sitting there with his face on
Yeah.
the table,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, are you bluffing? That you're bluffing this and that," and he was not loving this call at all. But I think if I make it 125, 130, I'm still getting the call. So I think I
Yeah.
missed a little bit of value here.
No, I think
Okay.
this is a good sizing.
Yeah, but I think the one thing though is I think you can be super precise on his hands on the river. You
Yeah.
can, I
I
think you
mean,
can, I think you can put him on one single hand here.
that's basically where my head was that what this, I mean, he's got sevens, eights, nines, tens. I think sixes are probably going to lay it down. So let's
And
not even
sevens is
try.
7x, right?
Yeah. Seven. I mean, yeah, if I thought he had a full house, I mean,
No,
and
no,
if
you
he
don't
had a
care.
full house, he's re-raising.
He raises
Yeah.
you, so you're fine,
Yeah.
no matter what your size is.
Yeah, so he's got one pair hand, seven,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, and what can we get them to call? I think 130, 140.
Okay.
I think it's the best I can do. I think it's the most I can get.
Yeah. So maybe so if you believe that next week bet that amount because you believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I was really just in my head like, what the hell? I was like, I have top quads. Like, what the hell do I get
Mhm.
to call here?
Yeah,
It's just like so little. It's what he had is the only thing that
yeah,
can
yeah,
call him. But
yeah. So
yeah,
both super specific there. And then the last thing, Dean says 6-6 might talk themselves into a call thinking blocking straights. Yes, and I think 6-6 is calling basically the same range as 8-8 because I don't think anybody thinks you have a 7 here.
yeah,
I think
yeah. I
on
mean,
I think this river you have a queen or nothing when you bet this
yeah,
river.
pretty much. Or kings or aces,
Yeah,
ace king
yeah,
or bluffs, obviously. So I
yeah,
have
but
basically
yeah, kings and
everything that beats him.
yeah. You have a queen or better or
Yeah,
nothing. You don't have jacks here.
yeah, and yeah.
Okay.
So I think I missed a little bit of value here. It was just
Yeah.
really hard to like put
Yep.
more in because I'm like, well, I have like obviously I block like
Yeah.
everything that's good. It's pretty hard to put
Yep.
them on anything that can call, but he
Yeah.
called eights.
Yeah.
So it's all right. We got pocket eights now. We are going to ISO. And we are going to get called in multiple spots. I'm trying to remember which eights hand this is. Okay, it's this hand. Okay, so this is weird because I thought these two folded. I don't know. I couldn't see their cards, and I swear I saw them like out of the corner of my eye. I thought I saw them muck whenever I raised. I thought I was heads up here. Wait, yeah, I thought I was heads up whenever and I called here because when he leads, I just think that I leads to me heads up is what I thought. It just indicates not a very strong hand that I can steal it from or I'm better than like
He
a
also has two
seven.
back doors.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, so I call before they act, and
Oh, okay.
then because if I realized it was multi-way, wouldn't have actually loved calling here. I don't hate it, but um, if he raised and they folded and it was multi-way and I knew I would have called to try and steal it from him, but with but he didn't have much behind, so I didn't love that either. But it's a calling.
Boo.
It was a mistake technically.
Boo.
Yeah, it was a mistake, but now this guy checks. So what's his range? It is not a king. He has zero kings here.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. No kings. This guy
Yes.
checks. He has zero
No.
kings here. Um, I have the
So,
best hand.
so they have flush draws. They have flush draws. They have straight draws. They have a 7. Maybe one guy. Maybe the second guy has a 7. Yeah.
And this is actually this guy, I take that back. This guy doesn't have zero kings. This guy's a little bit more tricky.
Okay.
So possibly a king here, and he knows I'm aggressive. He's played with me before and seen me
Mhm.
bet very aggressively. So this could be a possible check to get me to bet and him to
Mhm.
re-raise me. So that was I believe that was part of my thought process. I know that he has no kings though. He doesn't bet his king on the flop and then
Right.
check on the turn whenever he gets it there, and there's a flush draw out there and a straight draw out there. So. I check behind because I'm pretty confident I have the best hand, but I also it's a pretty thin bet here. And I'm pretty confident, but I still am not gonna love raising here and having this guy fucking jam over the top of me.
Yeah.
So I think I just check and I want to see. I'm more concerned. I want to see what this guy does on the river. So we river an absolutely awful card. Um, and this guy bets $15, and this guy folds. And I know he has no kings, so I'm trying to think of how much a seven can call. He's only got 80 behind, so I'm trying to figure out like what can a seven call? Oh, what could pocket nines or tens call? I don't think he really has. I mean, he could have nines or tens still, I think, but I'm more weighted towards a seven or missed draws here or straight that got here. So basically, what do you guys think his range is here?
Very hard to arrange this.
Not, we start with hands that are going to fold to even a breath.
All
So
of his missed draws.
all his more draws and all his bluffs. So it does. So we're not sizing for them. Screw that. He can have a pocket pair that made sure that doesn't believe, that made sure that he wasn't up against a king. He can have
Mhm.
that. And so what is a pocket pair going to call in this size pot? 80. I
Yeah,
think
the rest of it.
I think you can jam.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I basically was like, he has dog shit and he has hands that can call. So
good.
let's put the money in.
However, I will say one thing to do slightly different.
I did not jam if that's what you're gonna say.
Thank you.
I made
Thank
it a normal I
Good.
raised to a size. I didn't say all in.
Good. Good.
Um, and he tanked for a while and laid it down. Yeah, he laid it down.
Yeah.
We
I
win.
right size. Right size.
That's what I was wondering was the river sizing was what you guys think. I was considering doing some cute shit like
Click.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like something that leaves him with a little bit left still. That is, I don't know, slightly less scary. But I was like, what is he gonna call? I mean, I could click it to 50, to 30,
Bleh.
but that's stupid. I don't like that.
I don't
I
hate
mean,
70. I don't hate 70, by the way. I don't hate leaving him with $10 if with the cab, the cab fare bet. But that's like pretty cute. Just jam.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
If
I
you
was
said
thinking.
that I went to 70 for this reason, I would go, okay, that's a good reason. But if you don't have that reason, you don't need to be.
Yeah, and that's what I was in between. I was like, do I do something like 70 or do I just put the rest of his money in? And I went with the rest of his money because I didn't think there's going to be that much of a difference with 70 and let's just get all of it or none of it is kind of what was going through my head.
Yeah.
Um, and what is the, I mean, I get 15, I get an extra $15 in value from a seven, but that's like, I don't really want to, it's a
No,
really weak part of his range. It's not worth targeting.
I don't think
Um,
I don't think he's betting 15 with seven there. I think
yeah, I think he just checks.
yeah,
So this was probably a bluff on
yeah.
the river. This was probably, I missed my flush draw. I mean, a shitty bluff because who the fuck bluffs for $15? But, um, it is what it is.
Oh, could
Bad
fold out
play.
other draws.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have, but he claimed to have ace jack, like the ace high flush draw, and
Okay.
that wouldn't make sense then because you beat all the other draws. At least that's what if he's not
That'd be
lying.
definitely, yeah, but he may not see it that way. He may see that he's got ace high.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'm just
mean,
saying like based
I'm
off of I'm gonna bet
bluffing
fifteen
me off.
dollars, but who
Yeah.
the fuck's folding a seven or an eight for $15? I'm not.
Yeah. Um, on that question though of leaving him any money behind, I made the mistake, and we'll see it when I put my hands in. Bye, Michael. Thank you for your work. All right. All right. So Guy, the the correct bet on the river for me is all in. There are, and I don't want to say all in because of that reason. So I want to put in about his chips, and mistakenly I put out all my greens, and I left him with $1 behind, which was not my intent. I just
Sure.
saw his. I wanted, it's just like I just put in one less red chip than I should. I made that mistake. Who cares? Um, but this is in a casino where the light green chip is a $2. I'm sorry, left him $2 behind. The light green chip is $2 and the dark green chip is $25. And I saw that he
Mhm.
had a green chip left. I went, oh man, I left him $25 behind. Um, and the other one was I pushed all my chips in and didn't notice that I had like $17 on the left of all my stacks that I would have been like playing with
Yeah.
in my hand. So I push in my stack and I have $17 left. And I don't, and this is on the turn, and he calls me. And the river, I'm almost sure I have the best hand, but the river does come an ace, which would beat me. I have pocket kings at the time.
Hmm.
And he checks, and I don't bet, and the pot is $500, and I don't bet the last 17.
Did
I'm
you
just
win?
joking. Yeah, I won it. I won the hand.
You missed $17 of value. What are you
And the
doing?
$17 in value because I just felt like, as, it's like, no, he's not folding to 17, but it's, yeah. So I meant, again, I meant to go all in. So there you go. So there's the stories about betting less than 80. Just bet the 80. You did the right thing. Okay.
Okay, so ace king.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe we get three bet. Yes, we do. Small size. Um, I was weird on this one with the sizing because he earlier rate three bet massively with ace king,
Mm-hmm.
and then now he's three betting small. So I'm really not love it. I'm not certain what's going on here because it does slightly concern me that he could have some very strong hands when he does this. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is his sizing for aces and kings, and that his bigger sizing is like ace king, ace queen is kind of what's going through my head. But I have
Right.
ace king suited, and I think it's normally kind of a standard call, and I just make the call here. I'm in position. I can cooler aces or kings with
Mm-hmm.
the right flop, so I just make the call here, and that's my thought process.
I think it's a fine call heads up, but if you had gotten a flat behind, I think you need to shove.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah.
probably
One of the
will.
players in there were
Yeah, that's generally my adjustment is that if one of them called, I'm probably gonna jam over the top, try to
right.
force them out. I don't want to be three ways. We get this flop, we flop
Huh.
the world,
Yeah.
and he bets 50 here. And when he bets 50 here, I'm trying to range him. The guy is more bluffy, but I don't think he's not in three bet pots. I haven't seen him get too wild here. So I think he has sets, two pairs, um, top pairs. Um, like he has, I mean, a set of aces doesn't want to see it, doesn't it likes the flop, but it doesn't really want to see a ton more cards come out with
Nope.
this many draws on the board. Jacks would be the same thing. Queen or ace king. I don't think he has ace king because I know what he does with that. I saw him bet massively with ace king. So, but I can't rule out. I mean, like you still have things like ace jack, ace 10, so two pairs and stuff like that. I have a combo draw, and I don't know how I feel about this. I jammed here because it was like, what the fuck? I have top pair, top kicker. I have a royal flush draw, straight draw. I got
I think you have
everything
too much equity here
to
to
jam.
shove.
Only
Yeah,
if
I
he's
Yeah,
mean, you've just got
I think if I was
what do
out of
you have
position, it's
against? So if
better.
he's got a set of tens, I think you have 45%.
A set of tens. I have no, I don't have 45%. I have what is that? I have nine plus one of my outs for a couple of my outs are gone for um flushes, and I have four outs to a queen with three outs to a queen. Or no, I have four outs to a queen, and then I have seven outs to a or six outs to or no, bing bing. I have eight outs to a
your equity
flush.
is 39% against tens.
Against this red tens, you have 39%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I love the jam. I think out of position, I actually like the jam much more out of position
Yeah, out
Yep.
of
because,
position is fine. I think here you call.
yeah, I agree. I don't
It's
love it.
it's kind of a spot where six in one, half dozen in the other. Like, because if the scary card comes and he clams up, you say, well, I should have fucking jammed.
Well,
That's
except the SPR. Look at the SPR. If he has anything and the scary
Right.
just calling.
card comes, it's still less than
True.
a pot size bet on the turn.
But
True.
I'll show you guys.
I mean, sizing makes it feel like he's
Yeah,
in love with his hand.
sure.
So
Ace queen makes total sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
if you
is
jam, same
reverse.
result. I mean, if you don't jam, same result.
Yeah, we get it. It goes all in either way.
Result.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like the money's going in
Yeah.
no matter what here.
can you run
It's
it
kind
twice
of
in your casino?
no.
Okay.
Larry, you know how I feel about that. Run it once like a man.
Mhm.
All right.
But yeah, so that was that. So part of my thing was, and I don't know if I like this thought process, is like the money's going in either way. Like if I miss, the money's going in. If
Mhm.
I hit, the money's going in. He's putting, I mean, he's got one SPR. So
Yeah.
his SPR is one. So it's going
Yeah, I think
in.
that's Scotty's argument as to why maybe call is better here.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm just not getting away from it
I mean, if
either
he has
way.
any bluffs, like he's sometimes going to do this with kings and queens, right?
Yeah. And we don't
But
want to push
kings and
them out.
queens are mostly going to fold to your shove.
That's true. And that's part of why I
Here,
didn't love it.
you'd like to see kings and queens choose to continue sometimes on turn. I mean, I think, yeah, he's got the here you got called by a lot worse, but you're going to fold out a lot of worse hands when you shove.
Yeah.
Ranges are condensed. He's got more hands going to call you, but I think that you generally are going to benefit from just calling it.
Right. And he didn't have the queen of clubs, right? He only had
No.
two outs, not three, right?
No, he did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was funny was when I jammed, he was actually like, oh my God. I was like, oh shit, I might have the best hand here. I was like, I don't think I had the best hand when I jammed at
Oh,
first. I thought I
really?
was, I thought I might be behind, but he was like, fuck. He's like, what'd you flop? King, queen. You got a set of jacks. He was like, what the hell? He's like, I only have this much behind, I guess, whatever, and put it in. And he flipped it over, and I was like, I'm okay. I thought I was ahead actually after he started to
Hmm.
talk like that. And then, of course, the king comes, but it is what it is. We
Yeah.
lose some money.
Yeah.
Um,
So so
I
let's
would have lost the
say,
same amount, but I think I played it badly.
all right, let's go in this one and you do the flat call. The jack comes, he jams, you call, we're done. The jack comes and he checks to the jack. You're just jamming on the turn?
If he, I mean, yeah, it's like, so what? He checks on the turn after the jack comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's in the middle? It's 175 in the middle. He's got 135 behind. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the money in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
maybe not. What would be the reasoning for not doing that? I'm trying to think. I mean, turn. Bets the flop, checks the turn. When he checks the turn, I don't think he's that strong anymore. If he were to
Right.
check the turn, I don't think he's that strong anymore. And he is capable of bluffing. I haven't seen him do it much against me in three bet pots. Um, he seems to play more face up, but. Yeah, so he checks turn. What
He
am I
checks the
ranging him
turn,
on? I'm putting him on kings,
ace,
basically. I'm
ace
putting him on
10,
kings or queens.
ace 10 suited.
Yeah,
He threw it through the ace 10 suited. He loves the flop. The jack comes, he hates the flop.
yeah, he's got. I'd be
But
putting him
Jack's,
on
you
ace 10, pocket queens, and pocket kings if
yeah.
he checked
Think
the
about
turn.
think about how bad the the pair jack is for ace 10 suited here.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah,
My
it's
ace queen and ace king just counterfeit him,
right. Your ace king and ace
and
queen
he has no
read
redraw.
him. Your ace nine chops with him. Every ace, your ace five suited chops with him.
Yeah,
Okay. And your jack, which you have lots of, you call a jack here, right? You call one bet with a jack.
with ace jack or jacks or pair of jacks.
Yeah, jack king suited. You call.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I call 50.
yeah. And he blocks the tens that call. So it's like you have you just a jack is such a bad card for him. So when the jack comes, we're gonna say he checks his ace queen. I mean his ace 10, sorry. His queen, ace queen he jams. But he checks that. Are we jamming the ace king on the turn or on the river? If he checks the turn.
He checks the turn. I think that I would say that in game if I'm thinking, so when I think about it, I'm going to be putting him on a lot of hands that I have beat, but I just don't think he's laying them down. Is he laying? I mean, he can get away from kings or queens. The question is, do I get any more? I mean, I don't think I jam. I might do a small bet.
Okay.
Like if he has kings or queens, I think I can get kings or queens to call a so 175, and I bet he bets 50, and then I bet He's got 35 behind. I think I can just kind of like suck him in with kings or queens and do a small bet that basically puts him with nothing left in a giant pot that he has to call me on the river.
75. Anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. 75, 50, anything like that. Okay. All right.
that's what I think I'd probably do. I think all in
Okay.
would be kind of scary for kings and
Yep.
queens
Yep.
until king comes on the river.
Yeah. And now, yeah. And now when the king comes on the river and you leave him with 65 behind and he
He's
bets that
shit.
65, are you going to fold to 65?
No. I
There you
mean, the
go.
money's good. That's kind of where it was. It's like the money's going in here either way.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think I should have shoved. I think that the result stays the same no matter what, though. Um, but that's enough of that one. Okay, let's see some fun. Plays every hand. Um,
ISO. I'm sorry, not ISO. He's just playing every hand from the big blind. All right, done.
she's playing every hand.
Yeah, I like the size. Everything's good. Yep.
Okay, flop a set. She leads. Half pot. Um, we have a very strong hand. They have a lot of inelastic hands. Um,
We
Also, the
unblock.
board texture is quite wet and dynamic.
exactly. So we are raising 100% here,
Yeah, I think
and
on this
'cause there's
texture, raise.
yeah, there's tons of things that can call me that are worse, and sometimes they flop straight, and you have outs to boat up, and sometimes they have a jack that an ace jack that people in multi-way pots just call with top pair tough kicker because they have top pair
Mhm.
tough kicker, and they don't think about the fact that someone's raising like crazy
Crazy.
behind them.
Yeah,
So I think I go to like 75. Yes, I do. I go
I
big,
like that size.
and we get a fold here, and we get a jam here,
Great.
and we get a call here, and let's get ready to see this. This is really fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just thought this one was funny. I didn't think there was anything that interesting about it. I just thought it was kind of funny. I actually laughed my ass off after this hand. I was like, what the hell?
So he flatted aces pre.
Flat as
Flatted
aces
ace
pre.
three with a
Yeah.
caller in between
Yep.
with
Jesus.
dead money.
Yep. And then went Kern River quads. Interesting. I flipped my hand over, like very excited. Like, oh, just boat it up. Her straight's done if she has it, and her flush isn't good.
Mhm.
And then she throws over her aces, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell's wrong with you?"
Yep.
Oh, that one was
Nice
frustrating.
hand, man.
That's what I said. But loose, aggressive, capable of bluffing. I'm trying to remember this hand. Yes, this is the same guy that had the ace queen. This is him. Um, we ISO and we get a million calls. And should I mean fives are like they're good enough to ISO, but
You're good enough to ISO, and you can also check them behind. You can limp behind the limper without fives. Both are completely legitimate. The later you are, the more.
I hate limping.
Yeah. But limp behind is a totally reasonable strategy.
Yeah,
You don't have to do it.
I I like to take the aggressive action and get it least multi-way as possible usually, but this is a hand that's you're in position and plays great multi-way. And you
Yeah.
flop a set, you play, and you don't flop a set, you fold.
Yep.
So, I mean, if someone's going crazy. So we
Yeah.
get this flop, and it checks to me, and I check
Good.
because I don't think it's necessary for me to bet. We pick up a gut shot, and he bets 15. So I'm trying to think. I've played with this guy a little bit. I played with him a couple of times. He's more aggressive, like I have said already, and he plays loose. So I honestly, when he bets here, I don't. I think this is still a very wide range of hands. I don't think this is any real gives me any real information on how strong he is. I don't think this means ace jack or an ace or a jack or anything. It could mean a draw. It could mean absolutely nothing because I know
You're probably beat though, right? You'll say
he
that not that you're definitely beat with this bet, but you're probably beat, right?
um it's like 50-50.
Okay, 50-50.
I
Well,
know that he's
yeah.
capable with absolutely nothing and draws.
Okay, then
So
absolutely call.
yeah, and I have a gutter, so I'm not folding yet. I know I
And you have the
wasn't gonna
five of
fold.
spades, which is great.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is a
yeah.
great card.
I just call. I actually considered raising here. Um, but all I do with the raise is keep in his better hands and fold out his worse hands. So I didn't think it was really. But that's also I don't really love that thought process either because that thought process means that you're not like because if I start betting here, if I raise here and he calls, like I say I raise to 60. It's probably oh, no, I wouldn't have gone 60 because what's 60 and 20. I probably would have gone kind of small. I probably would actually only raised like 40 here because he doesn't have a ton. So I probably would have gone 40 here, and then when he calls, he has what behind? He has 220 behind, and there is ooh, what's in the pot? Like 130-ish or something like that. 130, yeah, like 130-ish in the pot, and then I can make him fold a jack on the river or something like that, and then bluff
I
out
don't,
all his.
I do not like that line. The horse might like that line. I'm allergic to horses.
I like the line because I just think that I mean, yeah, I might fold out his bluffs, but I can keep in his weaker hands that are gonna bet here and then get them to fold on the river whenever I do that, and it's more believable than me just
Yeah.
calling here then making a play on the river is
Yes.
why. And that's why I like if
But
I
you have showdown, you have a draw, and you're playing for just his jack here. And I think he has aces in range.
yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree. I
comfortable
think he
with
still
folding at all.
has yeah, I think he still has aces, still
Yeah.
has jacks. I
Yeah.
mean, he still has a lot of strong hands, and that's so yeah, that I didn't go for that play because for the
Right.
reasons you're talking about is I have showdown, I'm in position, and he is capable of bluffing, so I'm probably just gonna call him down on the river because I've seen
Yeah.
him do it with absolute bullshit. So,
Yeah.
it's I didn't think I really needed to. I think that
No.
I have the best hand here a decent amount of the time, actually. It was kind of what was going through my head, at least without this guy yet.
Yeah.
Once he folds, now I'm in the position where I think I can have the best hand here, a decent portion of the time, and I have a draw to
Yep.
a very good hand. And then we hit it. And he bets $15. So I really don't think he has anything strong here. Um, and he just now we can start to so this is air or this is a a jack. I just don't think an ace I mean maybe an ace takes his time sizing when forward of the straight gets on the board.
Two pair. I see two pair aces there that he has. I see
You
ace.
think
I see ace deuce sometimes. I say ace three a lot.
ace three a lot? That's kind of what it's just the sizing that bothers me about putting him on anything very strong. Um, so I'm basically in the position of he can have some. Yeah, I don't like what I said there. Actually, I do. He still has aces here. This doesn't mean he doesn't have aces. Um,
Yeah.
and how much can I get an ace to call? One singular ace to call. I think that's the best part of his range to target here. And I want to hear, what do you think? How much would you go to get one ace to call?
55.
55? Anybody else?
50, 55.
Hey, I'd go a little bit bigger. I'd go like 80.
Okay.
I think I can go even bigger than that to get an ace to call. I think a non-believing ace will
I mean, it's
call like
very player
100.
dependent, right?
It
I
is.
mean, some people don't have plasticity of mind. They don't understand the value of their ace is shrunken to nearly nothing when you imposition a race here on this board.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can go bigger to get an ace to call. Personally, I think I can go to 100 and get an ace to call.
I think you should shoot for the ace
I
because
think my line looks super suspicious, honestly, because I mean, yeah, I opened from here. I mean, this guy, he is more of a thinking player, and I could say like, okay, so I raised here to 75, which I don't hate it. But he said, it's like, what the hell fives do you have? You raise pre-flop. Like, you don't have fives, is what he kept on saying. He's like, you don't have a five here. And I was like, no, I don't. No fives. I have none. Absolutely none. I didn't say anything, but
No.
he, and that's why in this position, I think I can go bigger. Um, but Scotty, you were right. He had two pair, but not the one you were thinking about.
Yeah.
Had this two pair. But yeah, so I think I miss value for sure, especially against a two pair hand. But I was
What
targeting an
size did you use
ace
again? Sorry.
75. It's like, what is that? Um, like 5x.
Yeah,
Um,
a weird hand. See, it's very hard for people to lay down a hand when they improve on river.
yeah, and that's
I mean, it's very rare on this board, but
I
ace
was
four maybe. But
So in his mind, let's just go back. Let's play the hand over, and we're going to play as him. And I'm not saying how to play right. I'm going to say because we're trying to build models of how they play. This is what I think he thinks. All right. So there he is. There's a limp. This call in front. I've got a suited connector. I can. Good things can happen. All right.
mhm.
Great. Okay. Something okay happened.
We flopped the
Wait, I hope
backdoor
no,
flush.
we flopped a gutter. We have 3-4.
Yeah, and we have a backdoor
Yep,
flush.
yeah.
That's
Vector flush and gutter. Yeah. So we can call a small bet and it goes check, it checks through. Great. All right.
maybe
Now
pair.
three. Nobody has an ace. Nobody has a jack. I have the best hand now sometimes, but it won't be the best hand on the river. So I'm going to bet small and get everybody to fold 6-8 and 9-4, everything that's out there,
King,
Eagle,
queen.
King 9, all those things will fold and I will, and none of them get to see a card. And if I check here, my hand will not be good on the river. So I'm betting small amount to just get all that to fold. All right,
This
fuck,
guy called.
fuck, he didn't fold. He has a
This
jack.
asshole called. What the hell is wrong with him?
This asshole has a jack. He didn't bet his ace. He has a jack. That's what he has. Damn it. All right, I'm done with a hand. Wait a minute. Fuck you. I beat a jack. What will a jack call with a four-liner out there and he doesn't have an ace? Jack's not going to call very much, so I'm going to bet small. So I bet 15. Come on, Jack, call.
Shit.
Fuck. Fuck.
This
You don't have
asshole.
an ace. This asshole, you can't have a five. Can you have two pair? Fuck. Fuck. You can't have a five. Would you raise two pair here? No, because I can have a five. Fuck. I don't know. I call. I think that's what he thought.
I
That's
agree.
not 11.
Yeah, I think I missed value. I think
Yeah.
that an ace would have called. I think even just a single ace would have called more. Just from
Yeah.
this, maybe from this player. I mean, just from the general player pools,
Yeah.
they'll call down a lot. But the thing is, see, part of this problem is that I think that I need to be. This is something I just realized as we were talking about it, is they do not bet thinly enough for value on the river. They are not betting. This is a generally pretty strong hand, even though it's a strong hand or it's absolutely nothing.
Right. That's what I'm
So
saying. It's
let's
strong.
target let's go bigger because he has a lot of strong hands here because he's not his jack is checking the river.
Mhm.
His weak X is
His
checking
ace
to call the
six can
river.
check the river.
Yeah, it's checking to call the river. All those things are just gonna check call, but that doesn't mean that so like when he checks here, it's either one, he's got another five and he wants me to bluff, which unlikely because they're not going to bet their five on the turn and then check it on the river whenever they get there.
Yeah.
But this is just, I need to rethink about this when I'm playing is that they do not bet thinly enough for value. So this is actually nothing. This is a draw that missed and is trying to get me to fold. So I'm not going to gain more money from that.
Yeah. This is a
Or,
post bluff. This is a bluff of the wrong size.
yeah.
Right.
And this is either a bad bluff trying to get me to fold out my missed draws or some shit like that, or this is a pretty strong hand because they're not betting with a jack or a three, a singleton three or anything like that. So
Yeah.
let's just target the very top of range, which is two pair plus or top pair. I mean,
Okay.
or I mean, not really. I still don't think any weak aces. I think a weak ace is probably even gonna check on the four liner, maybe.
Check.
Maybe not. They might bet. They're gonna check call though. So I need to think about this differently in this position. In 75, it's like you guys also have to go smaller. I think I need to go significantly bigger. I think I need to go
But
one.
my 45 to 50 was a single ace, not two pair.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that
Yeah, yeah.
we've thought
I,
about it wrong. Is that this is just they don't
yeah,
bet thinly enough for value. So this is a strong
yeah.
hand, even though it's a small bet.
Mhm.
This is a strong hand or nothing. That's what it
Right.
is. And nothing's not going to call anything. So let's just target the very top of range, which is his 3-4 that he just made two pair with, and he's going to have a really hard time putting it down. So
So
let's
what's the
go
size?
to
What's the size?
125.
125. Looks like a bluff
Yeah.
in the four liner.
And I just made two pair. I made two pair. He doesn't have a lot of fives. He raised pre-flop. He
Right,
probably doesn't have any fives. Like, how does he have
right.
a five here? He just has a singleton ace or something like that he played weird. Or he's bluffing.
Well, here the problem is that for him is his two pair though. It is the word. It is he doesn't beat your ace four.
Ace jack.
Your
Yeah.
ace jack bet the flop in
Yeah.
his mind.
I mean, if I played
But
randomly
your ace
tricky.
four, but your ace four didn't.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So he might find the fold, but he didn't find it for 75. All right. Okay.
Maybe. I don't think he will. I think that was my last hand. Yeah, that was my
Okay.
last one.
All right. Fun. Anybody else got hands?
I got some hands.
All right. Let's go to Larry's hands. Larry, I'm gonna make you host, and I'm gonna go downstairs, and I'm gonna then rejoin you guys. And at
All
some
right.
point, the wife is gonna pick me up from the shithole casino that I'm staying at. All right.
All right, guys. Want to see some hands?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Larry, I played at Caesars, and Caesars had double board PLO bomb pots as a game.
It's like a pure table.
Pure table, 5-5
Wow.
bomb pot game. I didn't go look at it, but I certainly wasn't going to play it.
No, the G-Gens love that shit. But I
Yeah,
bet there's some guys who are specializing in it now.
I bet it they are. Yeah. All right. Boom. You're the host.
All right. Do you guys see my hands?
Yes, we can see your hands.
All right. Let's go through some hands. Let's do this ace four hand first. I remember exactly what happened in this, but we'll give it a go. All right, gents. He's in here anyway.
Maybe.
Brian's here. You're here.
Yes, I am. I think Dean's here.
Dean's here. Scotty's here. All right. There is four of us. Okay. Um, Ace four. I am in the straddle. It's a straddle hand. I am going to straddle when everybody else is straddling because I do not want to be a party pooper. This guy opens to 15. I am going to defend $15 with ace four suited.
Fair enough.
This is
What
reasonable.
GTO would say? GTO would say a three bet, but people don't open. People are opening pretty strong in a straddle pot, so
Yeah,
I would just
we're
consider
pretty
call
deep.
it.
I think it's probably in a three bet range. I mean, I don't have access to straddles ranges, but yeah, it's in there. We can mix it in.
I wouldn't mix it. I just do top of range because
So
how
in so in straddle games are the same as three blind games, games that play three blind the whole time. And then you are much incentivized um, to not uh, to not flat.
In
Here,
In the straddle, heads up.
No, no, in the straddle you can call. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was
I
just saying that because of
stayed muted and I
it,
would have looked smarter.
in my game they do like if someone's raising the straddle, it's pretty strong because they
Yeah,
generally
I
just
mean,
gonna
generally
flat. They just flat the straddle.
people are last to act and just see a card. It is it's too linear. Theory is this is a very polar 3-bet range, but that's the opposite of what we see. Um, but I think, yeah, I mean, Scotty has a good point. We want to have much more of a raising range. Small blind, big blind, the straddle pot in the 3 blind game. I think that's true.
Yeah.
We're not incentivized to flat as much, even in chip EV. All right, so we don't get much here. Oh, I remember this hand. This is a little bit out of line on my part, frankly. But he is playing like a 60% of hands, 70% of hands. I mean, he was just like out of control. And I check. He makes it 15. I get out of line here. I do not check raise. I don't think. I don't check raise. I think this is if we're gonna play this, it's a better check raise than it is a flat. I am
Not if you're going to check. If you check raise the turn, and if you pick up any equity and check raise the turn, this is going to be a monster at him.
yeah, I don't remember what I did here actually.
There are no
Okay.
check raise turn bluffs except for Larry.
I call. Oh, this is what happened. We get the
no.
ace.
Now you can't check raise.
I check. He bets. He polarizes, which he does have. He's got 60% hands. I mean, the way that I look at it when I think about 75% of hands is I think about how much trash they have. They have so much that misses. We're gonna have it sometimes, but there's so much that misses. So I decide this is not a fold. This is certainly not. This can be. I mean, I don't think it really makes sense to raise, so we call. Now we get the repeat jack. Now this is where I get gangster as fuck. I check, and now I make a blunder. He overbets. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, you've just been nut all night. Just can't believe you. But so I can easily, the proper play here is if I think that he has enough bluffs to get to the river, more bluffs than he should. The proper line here is to hero call. But
Mm.
I got really weird. And I can't really explain it.
Don't do it. Larry, no. Don't hit the button. Larry, no. He hit the button.
And it worked, but it doesn't need to
No, it
work.
didn't. It didn't work.
But it does, well, okay, you're right, because I have a value beater. I have a bluff catcher, actually. I don't have a value beater, I have a bluff catcher. So this is
worked if
a
you
weird one.
folded an ace.
This is a bluff catching hand, which I blundered.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. The only thing
Did
I
it snap
think
fold?
that I can do here that makes this worth it is this I'm folding out better ace X.
Yeah.
Like I'm folding out ace 10 here. I'm folding out ace 9.
Do you think he folded? Do you think he folded to a min check raise? Because that's what it was. It was a click. You think he
Yeah,
folded an ace
it
to
was. That's all I got left. I don't think ace. Yeah, so we lose to ace 9, ace 10. I don't think that. I don't know.
If he folded an ace there, you are the greatest player who ever lived, and you made the absolute right decision.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't. I think this is kind of a blunder. I think this is a
Right.
bluff catch.
right. And since wait a minute, we're using straight up propositional logic. If P then Q. If he folded an ace, you are the greatest player who ever lived and made the absolute right play, right?
Yes, it's
But when
masterful.
you-
Folding
now,
out.
question: Are you the greatest? Are you the greatest player who ever lived and made the absolute right decision?
I don't think this is the right decision.
Yeah. If you are not the greatest player who ever lived, then he did not have an ace. That's just simple logic.
Yeah, I mean, we beat his bluffs. So what? We
Yeah.
can just call.
Just call.
Um, but I was just, I think I was motivated by thinking his range was super wide, but I don't need to do this.
No.
We don't need to make this bluff. We have our hand is defined as a bluff catcher, and I should be treating it as such.
Yes.
There's no reason to put an additional $200 at risk. All right. I have only 3 hands here.
By the way, if he folded and he folded an ace face up, then I will still say it, and I will say you are the greatest player who ever lived.
Yeah.
Did he like snap fold or did he tank?
Um, what did he do? He snapped.
Yeah, he was bluffing.
Yeah.
He would at least consider calling with an ace.
Yeah, it
Absolutely
wasn't.
calling with a
This
jack.
is not necessary. All right, we like kings. So this player in the straddle, I called him Ego Man. He's one of those guys who just appears to be letting his ego make his decisions in poker. And what I mean is that he takes aggression like a personal kind of,
He gets
takes
offended.
aggression as a personal attack. So we get an open, 3 opens. What size are you going to use here? So these stacked ups are pretty accurate. I was covered by the ego guy. These guys had around $200. I've got 530.
50 or 60. Probably 60.
Scotty, what about you?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah,
I thought you guys might say
maybe
bigger.
40, 50. Yeah. So I like anywhere from 70 if you've seen them calling oversized ones to 55 if they've been folding a lot. That's the range I like there.
Yeah. So I thought you guys would tell me bigger. I went to 60 here.
60's fine. Just
I like
Uh,
60.
The deep stack, I'm with calls.
What the hell?
And then these guys all fold out. So now it's me out of position against
Okay,
Ego Man. Very
so he's
deep.
got pocket pairs, suited aces, suited Broadways.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's got pocket
You know,
pairs. He's got implied out hands. Um, and that's what we assume he has. Um,
And no top of range, unless he's a tricky play.
well, you're
And
gonna
you
see what he
block.
has. Anyway, so and our SPR is what, about 3.5. So this is an interesting spot. We like this flop. This he does have 7s and 6s, so be it. But generally, this is a good flop, and um, I think this is an exploit against. I don't know if you have players like this. Probably Scotty has less. He's got more skilled players. You aren't letting their ego make decisions for them. But at 1-2, there's a lot of this stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and I think this is an exploit against these players. I check. He bets third, and I check raise. What do you think of the size of the check raise?
Well, I mean, if he's a super ego player, like what do you mean when you say like he gets personally offended by it? Does he like respond back with more aggression or does he just call it?
I think um I had not seen him experienced what I've not seen him be check raised,
Mhm.
but I had seen him express, I think, some of the characteristics I'm talking about, where he's a very kind of emotional, ego-driven person. And this may be a little bit touchy-feely, but I think that drives certain aspects of play.
if
Well,
he if you raise here I mean, with his check raise, if he jams, unlike another player where that's only 4, 5 pocket sevens and pocket sixes, all of which are within his range, by the way.
Absolutely.
You might not be able to fold to this guy because he might do this with eights and nines, and eights, nines, and tens are all over his range, along with jacks.
Yes, true.
So that's the problem is that you are going to have no visibility for the rest of this hand, and that's just the way it is. I don't think there's a way around that.
Yeah. So he probably doesn't have queens. I think he called forest queens.
No, no.
Uh, and I decided to fast play this at this
Right.
SPR. I turned this into a 2 street game, which I think is fine.
Absolutely.
And since I showed you a hand where I did stupid shit, I get to show you a hand where I feel like I did really smart shit. He calls with ace of heart, eight,
Oh my
What a
and
fucking
I win
moron.
$500 with ace of against ace high.
God.
You probably weren't loving it when he called you, did you? Were you-
You're the greatest player who ever lived.
There it is.
The other guy might have had an ace. Oh my God. That's so great.
This is the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen. Like what? He said, "You ain't got shit." Like right here. He's like he's reading into this. I this is an argument for fast play. He's reading into this fast play as like
You're not strong.
it's well, in theory it should be very polar, but he said I think maybe in his head he's saying I'm gonna beat your flush draw.
Not if you're
Yeah,
flushed
your
out with
flush
ace
draw with an ace
spades.
king
You have
or some
ace
shit.
10. Ace 10 of hearts.
Yeah, exactly. So we win.
Oh no, you can't have the ace of hearts. You can't have the ace of hearts.
Oh,
Is that insane?
oh, it's completely insane. It's
But I
mad.
think I'm going to pat myself in the back here, frankly. I don't think I get this money if I don't play this hand aggressively.
No,
Yeah,
no.
if he's the type like that's why I was asking what his tendencies are. Like if he's just as soon as you get aggressive with him, he's like, "Oh, you're not better than me" or whatever. Then yeah, just fucking blast him off. Don't
Yeah.
bluff him, and
So the
don't.
question I have for you guys, mostly Brian, because I think this is more common at low stakes. Do you see guys like this? Like who just like take it as a personal offense when you begin to apply aggression?
Yeah, there's a lot of it's a lot of older guys that when I come over and I start playing the way I play, they get very frustrated and like you can tell they're getting angry with my aggression, even though that's how I always play, and they'll start to play very sloppily against me because they're like, I'm not gonna let this young guy push me around.
Yeah,
So I can get them to call me off with absolute. I mean, I've never had that bad where it's ace nine, but like I've had people
but you've
call me
had
off
like
with
nines and
bottom.
tens call here.
Yeah, like bottom. I've had people call me with like sixes because oh, this young guy. It is also when you're younger, like everyone thinks you're bluffing all the time, and you're play aggressively. They just assume you can't always have it or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's usually these old guys that are more like grumpy old guys that are just angry that I'm younger and I'm pushing them around, and you're not going to push me around kind of guy.
To their credit, you are bluffing all the time.
I've slowed down a lot. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I never bluff. I don't know. It's funny because half of my table thinks that I am the biggest nit on the planet, and half of my table thinks I'm completely full of shit. Like it's ridiculous. I'm not even kidding. Like I have half the guys tell me, "Oh, we're finally playing a hand." I'm like, "Well, I got the bullshit for an hour." Like, "Oh, he's playing. I don't want to be in." And then I play with another guy, and they're like, "Yeah, right. You're always blasting off. You don't have anything." So I'm like, I don't know. They don't know where I'm at. They think that I'm bluffing all the time, or they think that I'm never bluffing. It's pretty much where I'm at.
So yeah, this is an interesting hand. I mean, I think it's an exploit against a certain type of human. I'm on a, I think technical term is player class, but certain type of human is just not. It's just it's just
Yeah.
weird. I mean,
What did he look like?
well, I'm old too, so he's about my age.
How old are you?
I'm in my early 50s. He
That's not old.
I was about to say it's really not that old. My parents are older than you.
and he he's I've heard him mention is not to get political, but he has mentioned that he is a supporter of Trump. He, he's a big chested guy, pretty ego driven, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I don't talk much at the table, but he talks a little bit. He they don't serve alcohol at this club, but he'll go out and get a 6 pack of beer. Like at 11 o'clock, go to the gas station before it closes and get a 6 pack. He comes back,
you know the
hands
best
out some
time to
beers.
the best way to figure out these people is when there's a girl at the table. Like some of the guys that are older like that, they cannot handle losing to a woman in it for whatever reason.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
there was one guy I remember that he every single time he played Hamilton, he said, you think I give a shit about this money? It doesn't matter to me. This and that. I'm like, okay, so you're super ego driven. Like you don't
Yeah,
want to
I
get
get
pushed
that
around.
is always a very when people start talking about how much money they make, it's so weird.
Hmm.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah,
like I
that
think that is part of the personality trait that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much like when I identify those players very quickly, especially when there's a woman at the table, because as soon as they lose a pot to her or they get in a hand with her, you'll see they'll start like really playing super poorly because they can't handle being beaten by her or whatever it is when it's the same as everybody else here. Like yeah, I've lost to women and I've taken all their money as well. So it's like it is what
Do
it
you
is.
do you do you read anything into when there's a pretty girl at the table and someone becomes very solicitous, gets helpful like that? Do you read anything into their play there?
Yeah, that's always an
Um,
interesting spot. I always feel uncomfortable
when
because
there's
usually it's an old guy like me, and I'm like, dude,
those guys,
she doesn't
they're
even know you're invisible to her. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
what I read into that is when they're playing is that they're a an emotional player
Okay.
because they adjust the way they play against who they're playing against.
Hmm.
So it's based off of emotion, as I don't like
Right.
this guy, so I'm gonna play differently than I would normally because I don't like this person.
Right.
So then if they like you kind of know where you're at against them.
Okay. Yesterday, late at night, the Magic Mike, which is a strip show, male strip show, ends, and three pretty girls come to the table. One doesn't play, two sit down. They've each got, this is a 1-3 table, and they've each got around $120 that's like in their hands already. So it's clearly the chips they have.
Hmm.
And they would have gone to play blackjack if the blackjack table was first. You could tell because they didn't know where to put the chips and things on the table.
Yeah,
And it's obvious this money is going to get left at this table. And so,
let's start
when the
fist
dealer,
pumping.
yeah, right. And so when the dealer says things like, three to call, three to call, they're not even aware that they have the option to do more than three. They're not fully aware of that. They know the order,
Got
kind of
it.
thing. Um, but just this is like probably maybe the first time they've been at a table. So it's obvious this money is almost definitely going to get left here.
Hmm.
And they were doing a lot of limping. And the thing that the table responded with was a lot of limping, a lot of limping in front of them to be, a lot of limping in front, which meant the hands had to be weak and limping behind with it. So it's like, oh, they're going to make post flop mistakes. And I did not play I did not jump in with marginal hands to try to be there in these limped pots. I'm
Yeah,
not
I don't do
sure
that.
if that was the right sure if that was the right
I don't.
adjustment or not. But
I
at
No,
think
that
least
it
that's
doesn't
I
make
don't
sense because against players that don't know what they're doing, you have to outhand them. So it doesn't make any sense to limp in
going,
with bad hands, and then you're still putting yourself in a bad position against somebody
yeah,
that doesn't know what they're doing. So
yeah,
like you're what you have to do against somebody that has no idea how to play is have a better hand than them because you
yeah,
can't bluff them. They
yeah,
don't know when they're supposed to call. They don't know when they have the nuts. They don't know anything. So you have to
yeah,
have a better hand than them to win.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
doesn't make any sense to play a bunch of marginal hands.
That's what I thought. That was sort of how I approached it. And I also approached it with it was a tiny bit of ego there, which is yes, this money's getting left at this table. Um, and it will be easiest to get it from them, but it's not gonna be that hard to get it. If you guys get it from them, it's not gonna be that hard to get it from you. Um,
Yeah, which is that's
that's I don't claim that's true. I just claim that that was in my head.
at my table. That's 100% the way I'm thinking. Is
Yeah.
because people are
Okay.
always like, "Oh, look at this guy!" Like a guy came over
Yeah.
last night that was drunk as shit, and everyone was all
Hmm.
excited that he came. And they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, don't go." And I'm like, "I don't care if he leaves. Like, you guys have his money now. I'm just gonna get it from you because you guys are
Money's at the table. Yeah,
bad." Yeah, like it doesn't matter. As
yeah.
long as there's more and more money on the table,
Okay,
I'm fine.
great. All right, back to Larry's hand.
All right, yeah. So this is my last hand. So I found a new word. I found a new term today,
Hmm.
which is the euphemism treadmill.
Treadmill.
The euphemism treadmill. Euphemism treadmill.
Okay.
So there's a word that was the official accepted word back when Scotty and I were kids, which no longer you can use, which
Oh yeah,
is
the
what I
euphemism treadmill. Yes, of course, of course. Yes, go on.
yeah, which so like the technical term for someone who was differently able, developmentally disabled, or had subnormal intelligence, or neurodivergent when in the 20s or 30s was moron. I mean, that was our idiot. That was the
I
actual
thought you were gonna say
technical
retarded.
term. But
No,
then
that came
they
later.
introduced
You're
a
going to see
different
that.
word, which we can't use anymore. So now we use these words. And I would put this guy there. This guy
Okay.
is in that. I mean, he should be playing poker, and this is he shouldn't be at this table. But I am at a poker table, and I have no mercy, and no I have probably ethics, but I have no mercy. So
Agreed. Willingly agreed to come here. That's what
yeah,
happens.
Yes, it is ethical to pay people's money at a poker table.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a very weird spot. I mean, this guy
There
clearly shouldn't be
there
playing
is a
poker.
level of drunk there is a level of drunk though where you could say that it's almost like you can't give like sexually you can't give consent. There might be a level of drunk of that.
Yeah,
But
that's a good point.
that's the casino's job. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. I don't know. I do know what we're going to do about it though. As of now, is we're going to take their money.
Yeah.
That is what we're going to do. We'll discuss later whether or not. I don't think you can say so. I don't think you can do anything else because you can't tell the guy you shouldn't be playing here, not just because it's impolite, but that's not fair to the rest of the table who hasn't chosen those ethics. I
Yeah, and also,
think I
if someone's drunk, maybe you have a room for that, but still the table's gonna fucking hate you. But when someone clearly is coming and he is neurodivergent, it's a very different story. It's a
yeah,
weird spot.
right. It's weird. Okay, so go on with the poker part of it, and we'll talk about
I
this
have to tell you guys about
offline. I
last
don't know the
night.
answer. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'll run through this hand. We'll have some
yeah,
stories. So
yeah.
I ISO big here. I ISO bigger than you are. We should talk about that, Brian. I'm choosing a bigger size here. You're using 15, which I think is fine. I'm going
Depends.
20 here because I want to go heads up, and I think it's going to generate more heads up play.
I go dependent on the game.
So hold on, let me hit a button so I can mute myself.
Okay.
I go
But
dependent on the game. If people are not folding, then I would usually go bigger. But if they're folding, I'll go 15. But I like 20. Usually, I think I need to just size up in general overall.
also 20, I think here is okay. Multi-weight. He is deep though. He has had a good night, and he is deep.
That's good. 20 is even better
But
than.
we get a flat here. Now it's getting interesting. He calls. We get a fold. We get this flop. This is not the greatest flop in the world.
No.
Um, and so we choose to check here massively out of position with a poor flop. Check,
Yeah,
and he checks. All right, that's interesting. All right, this nine now,
nice
kind of
card.
it's brickish. So we get two checks. I'm gonna bet here. I'm gonna bluff essentially,
Well, I mean, this guy is
and, and we also
developmentally
return some
disabled.
equity.
So would you ever try to bluff him? Like I would treat him like a person that doesn't know how to play.
So repeat your question. The internet went out.
I like what Scotty and I were talking about before of like against somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, you just have to outhand them. So like I don't try to bluff people that, and obviously I assume this guy is basically doesn't know what he's doing and doesn't know how to play is basically the way I would
Yeah,
think about it, and I wouldn't
I would describe him
try
as
to
not being
bluff.
able to play. Yes, I would describe him. The equivalent of someone who's played uh 2 hours of
Then
poker, maybe. No, I don't know, a couple days of
yeah,
poker.
then
So yeah, you're right.
exploitatively, I
But
wouldn't want to bet. I wouldn't want to try and bluff, but I like to bet here because when you hit, you can get a bigger pot.
yeah, so we've got this is a good turn for our hand.
You have two overs, you still might have the best
And we
hand.
got two
You still might have the
overs.
best hand. You might be betting for value for all you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think we're allowed to bet here. Checking is fine. What do you guys think? I'm open to that. This is
I
a
like the
check.
bet. I like the bet. I'm just saying that like I
Mhm.
wouldn't be planning on bluffing the river.
Right.
I'd
Yeah,
be like, I
same.
would bet here for value, so when you hit, you can get a bigger pot, and you might actually have the best hand still,
Yeah,
and you've two
And
yeah,
overs.
fold
So
to a raise.
yeah,
yep.
yeah. We pulled over as the paired board here.
Yeah.
The queen's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Fold to a raise.
So I bet 50. I choose to go quite big here. This is the size
Mhm.
I'm gonna use sometimes when I'm bluffing. Um, it's a pretty big bet.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I go 50, you're gonna fold. He calls. Now it gets interesting. The ace comes in and we hit the second, well, it's not the second nuts paired board. We hit the second nut flush. And our pot's 162, very deep. What are you guys doing here?
Someone that
200
doesn't
and
know what
fold
they're
to a
doing.
raise.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know what they're doing. They can call you with tons of worse hands. I mean, I'm questioning going bigger than 200.
Okay.
So one thing I may have this may have been a mistake considering the player class that I gave you. I think of this as a filtering bet. This should fold out anything, should fold out the great majority of hands that don't have equity. There's going to be some there's going to be some flush draws in there. There's going to be some 9x, maybe sticky sixes, sevens, and eights. Probably you can give him sixes and sevens and eights. But this is a filtering size. I mean, I'm
I
betting
mean,
I'm betting nearly
Not
pot
against
to
this
two
guy.
people.
generally against these players, it's like, okay, I have something that touches board, I call.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
there's
not a
that.
filtering
Like,
size against this guy.
yeah, like he can have absolutely anything that will still absolutely call on the river to a massive
Yeah.
size.
So paired board, we've got second flush on a four to a flush. What size are you? What size are you gonna use here? Or are you gonna check?
I don't know, maybe bet like 300.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm betting 200 and folding to a raise. And by the way, on your 300, are you folding to a jam?
I mean, I feel like you have to.
Good. Okay.
Just
Just checking.
that's
Okay. All right. Good enough. So yeah, what'd
That
you?
so that that is fine. So I think those sizes are fine. I thought I had a bluff catcher here. I totally I misclassed my hand, I guess, is what you're telling me. Because I'm looking at this board, I'm saying to myself, he just called nearly a pot-sized bet on this texture on a paired board on this nine.
pot size doesn't even cross this person's mind. So I have pair, I
But
call.
yeah. But also one other thing. When you look at the spades that he calls with, he would be, like the nut spade doesn't fold, to your bet on the turn, right? He can't have the nut spade. Now he can have the nuts now, but he only had the king. Just want to point that out. The easiest spade to call with, the ace, he doesn't have. So I'm not worried till you get raised.
All right, I should have bet here. This is a yeah. I guess we can classify this as a blunder because I did not value bet here. I chose to check. I felt like this hand was more in the bluff catch after my filtering bet.
He's not
He
bluffing. Okay. Oh, he bet. There we go. Okay, maybe we'll see. So he
so
bets
now
300.
he chooses a massive bet. He bets almost 2x pot, 400
He can have
behind.
You still have a single four.
he can have a four. He can have an ace that he thought got there. He can have a better flush. He can have a full house.
Oh, you just call. Yeah.
Yeah.
We never raise,
Oh,
right?
no.
No, you just
God,
call.
no.
Not to this size. I call, and he had
A four.
five
Just a
four
four.
Yep.
off.
Yeah, just a four.
Yep. Well, I mean, he kind
Interesting
of got the
hand.
result that we would have got is
Hmm.
probably he just calls. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's just. I think you're right. I think this is a value bet. I think I missed a value bet here.
Yeah. And Brian got this. You won the same amount of money as Brian would have, and you won $100 more than I would have.
Yeah, but I think you're right though. I think so. Let's talk here about where our value threshold is, because I sounds like I am uh missing where our value threshold is here. Let's go through a couple of eventualities. So let's say we
It's
bluff turn with the naked ace king, no spade.
Are you asking if we bet the ace on the river?
Yeah.
no,
I was gonna say
no,
absolutely not.
no,
Okay,
God,
so then
no.
Fuck no.
our value threshold then. Okay, so
Flushes,
ours.
good
So it's
flushes.
what
It's
about Jack High
I wouldn't even
flush?
bet a four. I wouldn't even bet a four.
No, good flushes.
Jack
Yeah,
High flush.
yeah.
Yeah. And a jack is probably, jack is probably a good flush.
I'm also
10,
gonna change my
probably not
sizing
10.
based on it. Like
10 high
Yeah,
flush.
probably not.
I'm gonna bet a 10, but just a different size.
Okay. Bet 100 for 10.
All
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
yeah,
Okay. The next one down is the 8, and we're all checking the 8, right?
yeah. I feel like I better check call
Yeah.
the eight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay. I think I missed a value bet here. All
hmm
right. You got hands, Scotty?
No, because I'm about to get in the car with my wife. She's gonna get here,
Okay.
so it
You
will
guys
take
want
me
to
too
do
hard to do
some
hands.
hands in the
Um,
trainer? Or you want
Yeah,
to
I'm
call it?
good.
let's spend. Yeah, no, yeah, go in the trainer. We'll do that, and while we do that, let's talk for a minute or two just about that ethical question, just for here, which
Sure.
is if. So my first thought is if you make the decision to play, then you play your best. If it is unethical to play against this guy or someone who is too drunk to know what they're doing, then you would proceed accordingly and not play. Once you make the decision, no, it's okay to play. I don't think I don't think I would shave it with, but I won't try to take all his money. I don't think. What do you
It's a
guys?
Yeah.
weird
And I
one,
don't even
man.
know. I don't know. That's my.
Well, I was in a situation last night where this guy sat down with us and he was like very drunk. He was like burping next to me. He was very
Mhm.
drunk. And he was inc I mean, I felt bad for him. He was incredibly upset. His fiance is leaving him. And I felt bad for the guy, and I felt even more bad for him because the guy next to me was being a total asshole to him, not in the game, but like outside of
Yeah.
the game, being a total
Right.
dick.
Right.
So it like morally, I just felt bad for the person. I was like,
hmm
you're piss drunk. You have a bunch of money on the table. Your fiance is leaving you right now. I just feel bad for you in general. And then you have these two douchebags next to you sitting here talking about how, oh, look at this guy. Like, well, hopefully he puts more money on the table. This guy's
Right. Right.
he's drunk and and then the guy got a massage from the lady. He's like, hey buddy, she ain't gonna give you a happy ending. This and I was like, dude,
Jeez.
you're the guy was an ass all night though. The guy kept on talking like he was winning, like make it. He had a bunch of money in front of him. He was playing terribly. He sucked,
Yeah.
but he would win hands and be like, "Oh man, you should have called that one." And then next time, like
Yeah.
anytime he'd win a pot, he's like, "Come to Papa, come to Papa." Like he was
Yeah.
just being an
Yeah.
asshole. Like when I win, I don't say anything. When
No.
I bluff somebody, I don't say anything. I just take my money and move on. Or I cooler somebody. I'm just like cooler them. Like I'm not gonna sit here and fucking brag about it and be like, oh yeah, come to Papa, give me all that money. But he was doing all that shit. The guy was just an ass, and I just felt bad for the other guy in general because he's got shit going
Yeah.
on in his life.
You
And
should. Well, I'll tell you what. The last place you should be is the fucking poker table.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's what I
You'd lose
agree.
less money at a strip bar.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just like, and I didn't. I mean, like I ended up stacking off on him, but. I I felt somewhat bad, but I was like, I'm not gonna not stack him because of this.
Yeah.
Like he's here, he's drunk as shit, he shouldn't be here. That's on him. The poker room can kick him out, and they should be getting him a ride home. Somebody should be driving this guy home. Like he shouldn't be driving. He shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He just shouldn't be here in general. He's too drunk to be here. The guy like couldn't count out chips. Like he was just wasted.
Yeah.
And you know,
The casino should make a move there, but I don't know. I like, I don't know what we should do. If you were the table captain, I know what you should do. I don't know that's what we're going to do. And if it was your job, you should you should try to stop the guy from playing. But that can't be
well,
your
yeah.
job
Also,
because
because
it's
he's
unfair
slowing
to
the
the
game
rest of the
down.
table. Yeah,
But he's also slowing down the game, all that type of
yeah,
stuff, and just too drunk to be
yeah,
there. Like he
yeah.
should be going home, and they won't kick him out because they want money.
No, yeah, yeah. And they want to,
So
and they also want to, and they're servicing you guys. They're letting you
yeah,
take money. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it was more specific. Like if there's a really drunk guy at my table, I don't really care. Like I'm gonna take. I
Hmm.
don't care. I'm taking their
Yeah.
money. That's it on them. They came here, decided to get super drunk and play poker. That's what they wanted to do. They came here
Okay,
to do that. Like
that's
that's
fair.
what they wanted to do. They
They're
made
above
that decision
21. They're
sober. Yeah,
Yeah,
they made
yeah,
that
they're over
decision
21 or they wouldn't
sober.
be in a casino. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a decision sober to
Okay.
go to the poker room to get drunk to play poker. So I think
Yeah.
it's fair enough. I take their money. I just felt bad for this guy specifically because of what he was going
Right.
through and the people that were being
Right.
assholes to him at the table. I was like,
Yeah.
you guys need to stop being dicks. Like, you just
Yep.
let the guy go. He's going through a tough time in his life, at least. Like, yeah, you can take his money, but don't sit here and whisper about him. Like, the guy can fucking hear you. Like, stop being an
Right.
ass.
Or let's take it from the exploitative line. Why are you tapping the glass?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
that reason also they shouldn't do it. All right.
Yeah. Like, why is he? He's
Cool.
not going to want to play here as much either, too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. What you got there, Larry?
All right. So, want to run through some hands real quick,
Yes.
and we'll
Yep.
call it a
Yep.
night. Are
Sounds
you
good.
here on Monday, Scotty?
I am somewhere on Monday and I just may be in the car. So I'll know. But I'll definitely be able to open the room. I'll definitely be able to start us on Monday. I'll just
Okay.
talk to my wife about whether I'm gonna do the class from the car. I probably will. I probably will just do the whole thing and just be cutting out occasionally. All right.
Okay, that's
Who's got
fine.
kings? Who's got kings?
I'll take kings. Hell yeah.
All right, fine. Have kings.
All right, we take kings. We have now got kings on this board. I think we check a lot, actually. I think we check more with the without the king of clubs. I'm gonna check here. Because a high check board. Checking our range here.
Yeah.
He bets. We get to check raise here sometimes. I think check raising is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there's locked up equity as well. Does he have locked up equity? He, in theory, does not have Jack 9.
Jack Queen suited. Yes.
Queen Jack suited he
It's
does have.
eights, nines, tens.
He does have. I think we call. How much to call? Where are check raises coming from? What check raises coming from? Jack.
Maybe pocket jacks. No, pocket jacks
Our
doesn't do it.
straights here are protecting their checking range. Our sets are protecting their checking range. And our overpairs have very few. We just do not check
Wow.
raise a lot on this board. Look, so
No.
we're check raising usually our check raise frequency is around 15%. Here we're about 5% shy of that. So
Yeah.
this board with locked up equity is resulting in a lot of calls. So we call. This card is not particularly good. We're going to check. All right, he checks back. I think this is a value bet, but I don't know what size. We're not overbetting here. So it's either a 27% or it's either a small bet or tiny bet or I don't know. I think we get this size. I kind of want to block here. I'm going to choose this size. Yeah, it's mostly block. And he was bluffing with air.
Mhm.
Okay. So who wants to go next?
I'll take the next one.
You like ace queen, but you don't like it on this board.
We might be locked into the same board. Let's see. Um, I think we can check range here.
Yeah, check range.
Okay.
Big
I think to a
bets.
big size,
Got a gutter, but
we
nothing
have,
else.
yeah, I think
And
with a
one of
big
our,
size, we have two overs, but one of our overs is dirty as hell.
yeah,
I think we can I can just fold. Just fold to it.
we fold. Let's see what we call.
Yeah.
So let's just look at like ace queen suited here. We're just calling not even the back door. I thought we might call with the hearts, but nope, not to this size.
Yep. But look at the ace queen offsuit. A singleton spade might be enough.
Single the spade is a bluff. We'll give you bluffing opportunities later. So I think that
Yeah,
allows you to call and check
right.
raise.
Okay. Right. Even though a backdoor isn't enough, the the bluffing opportunities from it. Okay.
So what are our so nines are mixing. We like nines where we have the ability to improve, right? That's what I see. Top pairs folding again. It's folding without the ability to improve sometimes.
We fold ace 10. Ah,
You fold ace
jeez.
10 here sometimes
Yeah.
to this size.
Wow.
So that's straights. Straights are half the time slow playing, even though the board is two-tone.
Yeah.
All right, so we fold. Good fold.
What does the world? What does Queen Jack of Spades do? Does it ever check? Does it ever slow play when you flop the world?
Queen Jack of Spades.
That's offsuit. Suited.
The magic combo draw is mixing. It's
Well,
check raising more.
well,
Surprisingly, it's check raising more. I mean, its equity must be what,
through the roof.
95%?
You have the nuts and a redraw to the nuts.
It's off.
Okay.
87%. Okay. Dean, you still with us?
Now I need to go.
Brian, you want to take one?
Sure.
Asshole.
It's not equity.
You got ace king on a board that isn't too attractive.
So these are single bet pots.
These are
Yeah.
SRPs, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, just gonna check here.
we're gonna check. Check. We check entire range now on this board. You bet small with this hand.
We'll call.
Yeah, your call. Just not folding very much. When this is a small size, we're only folding 30% of our range.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be the
Ace
very
kings.
worst misses over here in this area. And our
Does
worst
the sol
aces.
and does the solver there have a half pot bet that we can look at and see the difference between how we fold to the half pot? Or is there no half pot? Or is it only
No,
it's only small
no.
and 66? Okay, moving on.
So brickish
Just
two,
just because we see so many half pot bets, that's all. Okay.
We're gonna check again.
check.
Sure, solver checks again.
All right, now you have a choice between taking your marginal showdown and turning your ace king into a bluff. So we know we bluff when we're blocking the nuts. The nuts is 8-9. We're not blocking the nuts, obviously. So I'm blocking the nuts, which is unfortunate. If we're blocking the nuts, we might get some bluffs here. What would you like to do?
Hmm. Um, I think solver's gonna check a lot here.
Line, button check. Button bet, flop bet small. Check, check, turn. Now he's taking kind of a B50.
Um, I wonder. I wonder wonder if it calls. I think it calls.
Fold.
Nope, it folds. I
What
don't
can we
know.
call
A
here?
smaller a smaller bet, I'm sure it calls.
I think the reason is this, you actually have, it's not hard for you to get here with a marginal pair. So if you have to call with your marginal pairs, you can do those before
So
you call with your ace
you
king.
are, if you're check raising your straights. Check raising your sets. Check raising your two pair. Over pairs are pure calling. Top pair is pure calling. Second pair is pure calling. Third pair is mixing.
Yeah.
Your
Go to ace high real quick. I think it's only ace king suited. That barely calls.
some of your ace kings are calling. Where are your check raise
No, waiting for a friend.
bluffs? Your trash hand. 6-5 for whatever reason. What does 6-5 have? 6-5 is our primary
Like bottom
check raise
pair or
bluff.
something.
6-5
Yeah.
blocks what? It blocks his set of sixes.
Yeah.
So that is why we're choosing that as our bluff. All right, I'll take one. Nice answer.
No, I get a jack.
Ace Jack. Now this is interesting. I kind of like a check raise here. Now we don't want to block his. Do we care about blocking his aces? Who gives a fuck? Let's check. He does not give us the opportunity. It says we're checking range here. I think we get bets here. I wonder if we get a big bet here. Should we construct a 1-street? Let's construct a 2-street bluff. So it does like the big bet here. But I'm gonna try constructing a 2-street bluff. We get the brick, which we want. I don't know if, let's try overbet. Boom.
Likes it.
We like it. And we
Ooh.
pay the price.
Jam.
Bravely run away.
Just like our guy, let's see what we
There is a
find.
jam. There is a jam.
There is a jam. Always gonna be a jam.
It would have worked.
Always gonna be a jam because we're blocking. His was a bluff. He turned his hand into a bluff.
He did.
Yep. Bluff with the best hand.
This reminds me a little bit of the and well, no, mine was a blunder, but you can kind of see that's kind of where my head was with that ace forehand. That when we feel our hand is marginal. And it can't, when it's showdown, we can choose to turn it into a bluff. But this obviously is not very many humans are gonna find this.
This also blocks one of the straights.
Our hand does, yes, that's,
His
our
does.
hand is
His does
blocking
too.
nuts, that's why we get races with it. And his is
Right.
blocking too, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess this is what, which one of you guys wanna do this one?
Guy's got it.
Who's left? Is it me with a beautiful
Yep.
ace queen?
You-
Check range on this board.
You got small,
Small. Just 2 overcards. No, fold. I don't need to defend this. Yeah.
you are
Okay.
indifferent,
Fold.
sir.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Now, this is where I think is interesting. Let's see. So any of our back doors here. So like the ace king, let's look at the ace queen. So yeah, so if we get the back door, that's enough to call here. That's how close we are here. And again, on this board, we don't have some more check raises here, but not that much. King Jack is a very interesting check raise. Backdoor straight and backdoor floors. Okay.
Probably the best out of King Jack.
I will take this next hand. Castle.
He bluffs, yeah.
This is a check. Where we have the queen of spades. We will fold. What are we calling here? Are we calling? Okay, I'll let you guys. This big size. Are we calling ace king and ace queen hearts?
I don't think so.
Are we only calling spade front door draws? I'll tell you a very
I-
interesting hand here. Are we calling ace jack hearts? What do you guys think?
Maybe. Uh, Ace Jack of Hearts and call it. Um. Well, what do you have? What kind of equity do you have there? You got
Got our backdoor two over.
I mean, that's a lot of equity. I would say a call. You're probably supposed
I
to
think
call.
ace jack hearts is a call. Ace jack heart is well, we're calling out the right hands where we're indifferent. Ace jack hearts is indifferent. What are we calling to this straight sets the under pair? Calling nines. Well, nines is an open ender and an under pair. That makes sense. Second pair, we again, and this is a nice little heuristic. Both these have some backdoor equity, right? So we're calling those. Do we get any bluffs? Queen Jack. That makes sense. Queen Jack makes a Queen Jack makes a very fun check raise here. So what about Queen Jack Spades, which has a lot of equity? That's Queen Jack off. It's turning check raises in with the Queen and the Jack of Spades. But what about Queen Jack Spades? Queen Jack Spades is probably the check raise I'm finding here. But it thinks it's got so much equity, Queen Jack Spades. That doesn't think it has that
You
much,
said you're
does
gonna
it?
check raise with Queen Jack of Spades?
Yeah, this is a good. It doesn't. It's not going to find it because it's got over 50% equity, perceived
I was supposed to
equity.
say
So it's not going to find it as a
in
check raise.
game
But I like it. I think
I
this
would
is
do it
the.
more
I
with Queen
mean,
Jack of
I'm never
Hearts.
going to find as many check raises as the solver. But I think
I
Queen Jack Spades
personally
is an excellent check raise here.
I would personally do it more with Queen Jack of Hearts. I would do it less with the spades. But you are out of position, so it's.
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good check
So I
raises,
mean,
right?
when you're playing against Solver, it's like Solver's gonna bet this position, they get a board that's really pretty good for them.
Yeah.
They're gonna bet often here. Should bet somewhat often for being the caller. So I mean you can find more check raises whenever
I
they're
think.
doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand people Pete Solver, but I think I've said this over and over again, but I think one of the best ways to use it is to understand where our bluffs come from. So can we do this here, Trash? Let's pick this and this. Didn't
I don't
work.
even think about that when I'm bluffing.
Hit again.
I don't even think about that when I'm bluffing. I just think about what the hell their range is. It's like, all right, if they're not that strong, let's see if we can push them off.
You're not thinking about the potential equity of your hand when you're bluff raising? When you're check raising?
Um, it really depends. Like if
I'm
I,
not judging you. I'm just
yeah, I mean,
asking the
I think
question.
there's certain times like when I'm doing check raises where I have a hand that isn't good enough to call, but I have a lot of backdoor equity, like a gutter with backdoor flush. That's like a hand that I love to check raise because I usually don't really want to call it, but I don't want to give up, and I think I can steal pots from people. So it's like let's. I mean, I usually don't think about it too much because I'm more thinking about what do they have. Against the solver, you have to think about all that shit, but against people that tell you what they have and how strong they are, you don't really have to think about that. Because I mean, like I could be unblocking the nuts, and it's like I
Yeah, I
don't
mean
give a shit. They're weak as hell.
you're laying out the default most exploitative way to figure out poker. What is their hand and what I'm going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, the
But
one,
but you can see where this has value, right? Understanding
yeah,
why, I mean, it's choosing these for a reason, and
against,
we can
yeah, against,
integrate that into our game. And so I'm thinking at it going, okay, well, you know, then I probably don't check raise enough, frankly. I don't know if any of us do.
well,
But I
like,
love
I would say,
finding where these check raises are because it begins to help me at least divide. Like it doesn't naturally come to me to check raise. So
mhm,
to get to that place where I can check raise, I have a base to build from if I'm looking at what solver does.
yeah.
I
Um,
mean, you are much more naturally aggressive player than I am, which is awesome. That's why you're going to be, frankly, a more profitable player than I am. But
well, sometimes
you're going to
gets me in
experience
trouble.
more variance than I do. But you're going to, in the long run, be more variant, more profitable. But you are
Well, I
going to
would say,
have bigger swings than me.
yeah, well, I would say that I don't think about it. I do and don't think about it. Like, there's certain spots where I do think about that and like blockers and stuff. There's certain times I will think about blockers when like they're if I have a blocker to the nuts and they're betting like and their range is somewhat it's still capped, but I know that their hand isn't weak, but I have a blocker to the nuts, I'm much more likely to go after it then. I am when I have if I'm pretty sure that they're like not super strong, but they have a pretty solid hand that I'm not going to be super confident about getting them to lay down. I'm probably not going to make that play. But if it's like if I'm blocking the nuts in a situation and they're betting like they do that sizing where something comes in that changes on the river and you see that they start to take like a weird size on the river that's not super strong after betting very strongly all the way through, and I block the nut flush, it's like I'm jamming on them to
Yeah, that's a great
force
spot to
them to
do it.
fold because it's like I know they don't have the nuts now for sure, and I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah,
they
you're
don't even
listening to the
have a
sizing.
flush. Yeah, so it's like
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they
you're
don't.
listening to their sizing. That's the right way to do it. Um, I should have hand like that, I think, on Monday. We fold, and he shows a bluff. Shocker. Okay, we'll do like one or two more. It's just you and me now. Let's just finish it up. We'll do two more.
All right,
Uh, I am going to do this. I want to check raise.
this is one that I like.
Check.
Ooh,
All right,
all
now
right.
I think we get bluffs here. Now since we're checking range, we have everything here, right? We know we're checking. We saw that before. This is checking this. We are checking high freak on this texture, so I think we get to rep it. Yeah, I nailed it. Rock on me. All right, last
Boom.
hand to you, sir.
All right.
Are you gonna play this weekend? You playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm playing tonight and tomorrow. I usually take Sunday off.
How many times you get to play between now and when we last spoke, which was Tuesday?
I played Tuesday, Wednesday, so the last 3 days. I played,
Nice. You got all 3 weekdays in.
yeah. I normally play Monday to Saturday, off Sunday.
How'd it
Um,
go? Last 3 days.
We made last night I took a pretty decent hit. I lost like 650 last night. I didn't build the hand in time before the study group because I got home late as shit last night and didn't even wake up till like 20 minutes before this meeting.
You got
But
what last night?
I got home really late, so I
Oh,
didn't even wake up until like 20 minutes before we started today. But
now you're becoming a poker player.
yeah, I got home at like 3 and then I didn't probably fall asleep till like 4 because I'm drinking coffee the entire time I'm playing, so it kind of doesn't really help me go to sleep. But yeah, no, I had a interesting. I was probably the most card dead I've ever been in my life. Even the guys at the table were like, "Dude, I've never seen you this quiet in your life." I was like, "I know. This is the most quiet I've ever been at the table. Just no hands, no anything." And then I think that kind of made me play a little bit poorly, just because it's like,
Discipline, man. You need discipline.
yeah, and then I get a hand and you don't hit the flop, or I just know it's not a great position for me to start doing what I'm doing. I'm like, I need to stop doing this. I need to get out of here, not do this. But then I had a combo draw on the river at the end of or I turned a combo draw and I was already I jammed on the guy because I was pretty confident he had a made hand that I could get to fold, and when he does call, I have tons of equity. So I jammed on him, and he called off with a stronger flush draw than mine that got there, which was really fucking weird. The way he was betting, but then when you look at it, ended up making pair plus flush draw. So it was like, okay, well, that was like the one hand that's the snap calling my bet. So
Yeah.
wasn't great, but we got stacked on our last hand and headed out
Um, so how many hours you put in? 6 on the shift?
last night.
Like on
I played for
average?
probably 6 to 7. I usually get there around 7 and leave at 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
7.
Well, dude, I think what's your hourly now? Around 20,
Uh,
15?
Let me look. Well, after last night, I know it probably went down a little bit because I took a decent loss.
Yeah.
But poker tracker, it's probably still up because I won the days before that. So overview, small stakes hourly. Oh, it's down to 12 now. It was at 15 last time, but that's
Well,
okay.
keep banging it,
Small.
man. You're just starting and you're already in the plus. That's awesome. And you're playing a lot of rake too. You're doing really well. You're paying a shit ton of rake.
Yeah, we got some rake back there with the high hands, so that's always good. A little bit. We
Yeah.
got
How
two
much you
two
get?
high hands.
200 bucks?
Yeah, $200. I had two high hands in the last like 3 weeks,
Oh,
so
cool.
pretty good. Hit quads twice.
All right. When they give you your high hand, is that added directly to your stack? Do you have to add it to your stack?
Yeah, you can't take it off the table,
That makes
unfortunately.
that makes
It's
sense.
one thing that's nice is they do a high hand where in a certain before 10 o'clock on Wednesday, no, Tuesday and Thursday, the high hand's 300, and then everybody at the table gets 50. So everyone that was dealt into the hand gets $50, or
Oh, that's
dealt into the
nice.
hand gets $50, and the person who won gets 300. So I mean, it helps the game go better, and it's their rake back system. So
Well, you're
I'm
doing
not.
well, man. You're doing well considering the rate you're paying. Just keep
Yeah,
up. You'll hit like 30 bucks an hour eventually.
yeah, I think we can get there. I'm just really trying to get my bankroll up. That's all I'm worried about is getting that higher because I know I can beat the 1-3 game and the 2-5 game there because I'm watching these people and they're the same people I play with at 1-2 and they suck. So I'm like, I know I can beat the game. I just need to get my bankroll up so that I can
Yeah,
play that game.
yeah. If you have you looked at Prime Dope before?
No. What's that?
Uh, Google Prime Dope Poker. I put it in chat. It's gonna give you some guidelines around bankroll expectations, given your win rate. You can give it a win rate, and then you can fool around with it, and it's a statistical analysis tool, essentially what it is. But it's going to give you some ideas around what you should have for a bankroll before you move up.
Okay. So it's like, I'm assuming it's within the variance calculator somewhere.
Yeah, I'm dope.
Win rate. What is mine?
Yeah,
It's at
poker
12 right
tools,
now.
poker variance calculator. It's yeah, it's like so you're probably winning like 7 big blinds an hour. Um, and then standard deviation is very interesting. Yeah, and so
Why?
it's different depending on the game you're playing. It's much bigger at PLO, shocker.
What
But
is so? How exactly? What would you say the standard deviation is?
we'll make
100?
it 70. They give some guidelines here. You can read about it more, but essentially, usually it's 60 to 80 or 75 to 120 in hold on. We'll give it 70. We'll say, how many hands are you playing? So you're playing 6 out. Let's say you're in a month. Let's give it a month. How many sessions do you play in a month?
Um, that would be probably like 25-ish.
25 times 6. So you're playing 150 hours a month, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're playing
about
150
that.
a month. You're getting 35 hands a so you're getting up 5,000, we'll say 5,500 hands a month.
Hmm.
So we'll give it 5,500, but it's going to show a very crazy. So if you're winning at 7, which I think is very possible, probably close to where you are, and then this is called a spaghetti chart because it looks exactly what it says it is. So when you look at this, the thing you want to look at, the black line is what you're essentially, this black line is what you're expected to do. And then these
Uh-huh.
are essentially, these are variance bands, the light green and the dark green. They're confidence interval bands. So if you run totally expected for EV, this is your black band. And it's going to tell
Okay.
you how many big blinds you can win. So this is like,
10 grand.
well, no, it's because this doesn't have a number attached to it.
Oh, okay.
This
Oh, that's across the
is
hands. That's hands.
this is a big blind per 100 measurement. So here it is. So essentially what it's saying is the best you can run. Oh, here it is. So it expects you to win 385 big blinds in a month is your expected winnings, right?
Okay, yeah.
And your standard deviation is you can go anywhere from 519 big blinds. But the big thing here is that you want to know your risk of ruin, right?
Yes.
And there
That's
is a
also why I
way to,
really am focused on getting the bankroll up because I know the way I play is going to have more variance. So I want it
yeah,
to be
yeah.
bigger.
So then if you then you move up your standard deviation, then you give your standard deviation higher. Standard deviation is a measure of variance.
Okay.
Calculate it, and then all of a sudden, your upper band is much wider, your lower band is wider. But you play
Hmm.
around with this. I mean, if you spend an hour in it, it'll help you understand how much of a bankroll you need to move up.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
There's a lot to get here, and all it is essentially is um it's a statistical analysis tool using variance. Like this is over a very long term, like a million hands. Like you're not gonna get a million hands in playing live, but you might get in over a year, you might get in
in a year I should
100,000
get about,
hands.
yeah, in a year I should probably be around 50,000, I think. 60,000 hands.
Yeah, so
Because if I'm
let's
playing
make
6 hours,
all right, so let's say that this is 100,000 hands, and this is at your variance. The big thing to think here is that you're expected to win 7,000 big blinds, right? This is
mhm,
7,000 big blinds you're winning. But you're going to experience significant downswings. I mean, this is just an example, but you're going to experience significant. We can run it again, right?
yeah,
And then we can go back. We've got the same measurements, and you see how it's like it's now giving you a different swing kind of map. This
yeah,
is because it's running essentially a simulation. But play okay, that's enough of it. But you get the idea. It will
yeah.
allow you to kind of help you figure out what you can expect from variance. It's a way to begin to understand what variance can do. So anyway,
Okay, yeah.
take a look at it. Um, what did I say? Did I say that we're done with hands? Oh, I'm gonna do one more hand. One last hand. Last
All
fucking
right.
hand. One time. Fuck you. Another hand.
Do you have it set so that it's always a low board?
I did make this one a low board. Yeah, this is a very specific.
That's what I thought.
This is a very specific training exercise. All right, we're gonna check this. He checked back. I don't think we need to bluff this. So I think we check again in theory.
Yeah,
Ah, we
probably.
start bluffing
Oh, they
this.
do, Beth.
Now, are we bluffing this with, I think we're bluffing this with the naked ace of spades a lot. Yeah, if we got the
Yeah.
naked ace of spades, let's fucking go for it. We're blocking your continues, and we can bluff a lot of rivers. That's why it's doing this.
Yeah.
Let's then change move. Let's take the bluffing line. So this is the kind of thing you can take away from this, right? So like when I see this training exercise. I'm like, all right. I do remember if I got the naked ace of spades here, I'm just gonna fucking go for it live. I know they're gonna overfold after it goes check check, and I've got the perfect board hand to do this with the ace of spades. This allows me, in the way I think, to understand where my bluffs come from. And I feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that the solver's taking this and it's taking this for a reason. So I'm gonna take it. And now I think we just go for it. A repeat eight is a good card because it reduces his thick value. So I'm gonna take it. Nope, we give up.
Yeah, I under. Oh, you got the same hand. It's like when I'm playing, it's like I try to think about solver comes. I think solver mostly like it's just so hard to think about what solver wants to do when I'm like these people are just not even close. It's so far from anything near the solver. They can't even spell it.
You're totally
So
right.
it's
And
like
your idea of focusing on what is their hand and what they're going to do about it is fine. This,
yeah.
I think, but the way that an exploitative player like you can use this is that you can understand a little bit about why we're doing what we're doing, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if I would find the
it allows
same
you to
play
find
here.
bluffs that you can feel more comfortable with, maybe is the way to put it. Like checking here makes sense. We're out of position. It's a bad board. We check. Now, that said, we can go back to the custom solves I made a couple weeks ago. If they've got
Mhm.
like way too many hands, we could just bet any board. We don't give a fuck.
I mean, the way I would think about this in game, not thinking solver wise, would be that okay, they don't protect their checking range at all. So they have very weak hands they got here. Every single 10 they have is betting because they're so scared of a higher card coming up that let's bet small here and sometimes they fold. And then if they call, I'm generally, I mean, on this river, I wouldn't love starting to go after it on that river specifically because of um, that's when people get very, when they have a nine, they're just going to call a lot more because now they have two pair.
Yeah,
So, but like on a blank
that's a good point.
river, then I'd start going after it because it's, you know, I just don't think they're strong. And we bet small, they didn't raise the turn. They have missed draws and they have 8x and 9x that I can apply a lot of pressure on and get the fold. That's the way I would think about it. Not as much of like, oh, I have the blocker to their continues, so because I kind of want them to continue on on the turn still, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's valid. That's valid. He had a really nice hand. All right, man. So, you gonna bring some hands on Monday?
Yeah, I'll have some. I'm assuming I'll have another like 8 or 10.
Yeah, you had some very interesting hands today. All right. Well, good luck, dude. Good luck this weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
All right, you playing this weekend?
I am gonna play this weekend. Yes, sir.
All right, good luck, Larry. I'll see you
All right.
Monday.
All right. I'll have some PLO double bomb pot stories.
Oh, there we go.
All
All right, man. Have a
right.
good one.
Talk to you on Monday. Good luck.
You too.